Good evening and welcome to JARIA's third staging of the Reggae Open University, ROU. And today we have a wonderful panel with us and we are discussing artist development and we're looking at the blueprint. I have four very wonderful, knowledgeable and talented persons on the panel with us, so we're going to get right into business. We're going to be speaking about exactly what artist management means on both sides of the table, both from the artist and the management perspective, the marketing, everything to do with a brand as a person, we're going to be discussing tonight. And with us we have our wonderful, wonderful friend of JARIA, Miss April McIntosh. Good afternoon. Now let me tell you a little bit about Madam April. April Zara McIntosh Smith, owner and CEO of Niche Entertainment Group Limited, or NEGL, creatively exceeds expectations on a daily basis, managing, supporting, and representing creatives in the Jamaican economy and entertainment infrastructure, such as musicians, artists, MCs, artist producers, engineers, poets, etc. It's in our best interest to ensure that our consumers and our art is protected and clearly defined, and she aims to represent any creatives as an enforcement of their rights while assisting them to determine what is feasible and rightful for them. Before launching NEGL in 2013, McIntosh already had quite the experience in the industry and several successful events under her belt, such as Sumfest in 2009 and 10 and 12, Jazz and Blues 2009 and 2010, and a production house DSE Media from 2012 to 2013, Taurus Rally and Friends held at Emancipation Park in 2012 through to 2014, and Rebel Salute in 2012 and 2014. Very impressive, April. Afternoon and welcome.
Thank you.
To my immediate left, we have the wonderful and talented Miss Bella Blair. How are you?
I'm good.
Now, hello, my name is, that's your opening salvo.
Yes.
What's that about?
Hello, my name is. It's very simple, and I feel like simplicity often gets the message across. It's self-explanatory. What's my name? Bella Blair.
Well, Blair was always destined for the limelight and started on the path to celebrity from she was 4 years old.
4.
A graduate of the University of the West Indies with a degree in media and communications, she has become a huge sensation with over 3 million viewers tuning in to her very entertaining spirit. She's created a more expansive and diverse image of Jamaica, as well as paving a way for new female talent to reach their dreams. Welcome, Bella.
Thank you.
All right. To Bella's left, we have Mr. Frankie Music.
Yes, sir.
Why Frankie Music? Yes, but no, in the first name is Frank. What?
Oh, no, my name is not Frankie.
What made you come up with that? What's the first thing that Frankie Music? Not your
Frankie
name.
was a name that given from friends.
Okay.
And then, you know, music is what I love. So that's work together.
Frankie Music. Well, his real name is Kumar Campbell,
Yeah.
a Jamaican producer, creative director of Frankie Music Production Limited. Now, within the last 2 decades and counting, he's built what most would refer as to foundation. To date, Frankie has one artist signed to his label, Sean Antoine, and I'm sure there are more already that you can or cannot tell us about Frankie. Anybody else can tell us about?
That is a long
That's a long story.
that is a long bio, a long time bio.
Long
but,
time,
you know,
Well, I know that in 2006, you established Frank Entertainment. The company underwent a name change in 2012, which is now Frankie Music Productions. And you are the musical creative side of Kumar Frankie Campbell. Tell us more about Kumar.
that's a humble youth, man. Just like music and like work.
You have that hustler mentality, or you like that grind?
I like to work. I don't like the word hustle. I like to work. I like to achieve nice things. So,
And since you started in what year?
in production,
Yes.
I started out first as a promoter, keeping events.
I've been to a few.
Yeah,
I've been to a few.
and then after that, I move up. My mentor is Bobby Digital, so I see all the stars and see everything that happened in the studio. So after that, I venture into production.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned since you started to this day?
Every day we learn a lesson. You know, I know it's really, it comes with everything.
Everything?
Yeah, man.
It's a flexibility.
Yeah,
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kowak. Frankie Music, as we're going to call him.
no problem.
And last, to the immediate left, we have Lex MD. Lex MD Anderson was born and raised in Portmore. He grew up surrounded by musical creations of local and international artists, but found most of his inspiration from the late Bob Marley. True?
True.
All right. Lex creates music in alignment with a music-based version of the Hippocratic Oath he refers to as the music oath. How did that come about?
Well, it just came about because I wanted to do something that heals the world, but what I do is music. And, you know, in conversations, Lex MD, musical doctor, not medical doctor. And the medical doctor's oath is to help and to serve and to do no harm. And I saw that, you know, if my music can do the same, why not create my own music oath?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. You launched your journey in September 2020, and you transformed your passion into action. Lex debuted his first song, Humanity, in 2020, and his second in 2022 called Modern Day Slavery. What prompted that?
Work.
That title.
Work. I found that the industry within which I was employed at the time felt very modern day slavery.
Modern Day Slavery.
So I gave it that title and I wrote the song along that line.
All right. Thank you very much, Lex MD. Thank you very much, panel. We're going to jump right into business. Now, as far as artist development, I'll start with Bella. From an artist perspective, what does that term mean to you? What do you conjure up when you hear artist development?
Well, I think it's quite self-explanatory. Artist meaning artistry, being an entertainer or whatever it is, and development, just like our child grows and develops through different stages of their lives. You have artists who start and they're not at the same place, or there's growth throughout their career. For growth to happen, you have to have artist development. You know what I mean? So you have to work on certain skill sets, and that's not only the artistry, that's how to conduct yourself in an interview, that's how to handle yourself on the road, that's how to, you just, your posture, you know, as an artist needs to be developed. It's not gonna just magically happen.
Okay.
So.
And from a promoter standpoint, Frankie, what does the term mean?
As an artist manager, what I try to do, artist choose you to manage them. So you look at the weakness of the artist, and sometimes it's not the art, like the performance need develop. It's everything that affects
Around it.
that.
Okay.
So that is when the development of them gonna always needed, from whatever thing need to put in
So
place.
it's a constant
how
state.
to earn, how to relate to people, and as Bella Blair said, a simple thing that they take for granted, you sometimes have to tell them the reason why they need to do it. So
Good point.
it needed.
April?
Artist development for me is very intimate an experience. I believe that it is the foundation of every artist, and it should be the foundation of every artist at least. In my experience, I've found that I've met artists at different points in their careers, and even those that are really established, or what the public would see as really established individuals, they either lack knowledge, they lack experience, they lack, Bella mentioned, posture, knowing how to have an interview, how to answer questions. Even performance, you notice that they have really good songs that catch, but when you put them on a live stage, you can't match the performance with what you feel. You know what I mean? So it's a well-rounded experience, and it's educational in a sense, but it's also very practical in our industry. I'm very heavy, as you would know, on the movement of artist development in our industry, for sure.
Thank you very much. Lex, before you started, just that passion alone that was clearly there, did artist development even register in your brain when you were getting yourself into the realization that I want to be an artist?
The words in and of themselves weren't artist development. It was more of, this is gonna be a journey. You know, what will this journey look like? What will the stages of becoming the artist that you really see yourself as? You know, what's that gonna feel like? But artist development as a process didn't just jump to the fore. It's something that had to be introduced to me.
And when it was introduced to you, how much did it shift what you were having in your head before until that very moment when we realized how important artist management is? What kind of shift was that?
It was, this is gonna take some work. and this is not just going to be you alone on this journey. You need a team. You need elders. You need individuals of experience, the knowledge, to provide it to you and guide you along this journey that you're about to embark on, which is the artist development, practically.
I like what simple answer from each of you. Do you believe that there are too many artists who might think that they can do it by themselves, by some, and maybe they've seen something with another artist and say, yeah man, I'm my own team. Can you crack that shell with an artist?
I think the artists who think that way, they never reach really far, because you need a team. You can't just do it by yourself. You need a team. Even if it's a small team, you need a team. And when you look at an artist, oh, you said the answer is to be short, right?
Go ahead, please go ahead, please go ahead.
When you look at an artist and you see the end product, the final product, there's a lot that goes behind that. There's styling, there's your PR people, there's marketing, there's bookings, videography. It's a whole thing that's going on behind the scenes that people don't get to see. You know, so it's any artist who feel like they can do it by themselves. I've got news for you, it's not gonna work.
Frankie?
Well, my 2 cents state, anybody feel like they can do it by themselves, try. And when you try it and say that you cannot do it by yourself, you probably accept the people who can help you more.
Maybe they need to experience it themselves before they realize.
Yeah.
April?
It's not a one-man show.
Never a one-man show.
I don't know of anything in life itself that does not require assistance or help in any way, shape, or form. I believe that accepting help is what is important. And if someone cannot accept help for their own growth, then that is a mental block or a mind block that they may or may not, you know. I think we need to stop limiting ourselves as individuals and as creatives, and we need to allow ourselves to expand on a wider scale, not just by partnering with people who can help us to do that, but mentally just envisioning a brighter stage.
All right. We're going to take a break, and when I come back, we're going to start with Lex. Welcome. This is Reggae Open University, JARIA's 3rd staging, Artist Development, a Blueprint. We'll be back.
Baby, let me give you all this loving, yeah. Oh, please don't break my heart, 'cause I know my mind will go crazy. Oh, baby, baby, what have you done to me? Ooh, come give me some good love and let me love you all night, yes. Let's make love on the floor. Love you all night, yes. Let's make love on the floor tonight. Ooh, girl, I'm tempted to touch you all over your body. I'm gonna hold you and make you feel my tender touch. Oh, oh, my love is not a game, girl. Ooh, girl, I'm not here to play. Oh, love you all night, yes. Let's make love on the floor tonight. You know it. Let me love you all night. Let's make love on the floor tonight.
And welcome back. This is JARIA's Reggae Open University. We're speaking about artist development, a blueprint, and we have a wonderful panel here. Frankie, you have names under your belt that are quite impressive. I want to speak of both April and yourself in terms of what you've observed about the Jamaican music industry, let's say for the last 10 years. But tell us about some of the names you have under your belt, because clearly you're there because of your successes. You've seen a lot. Tell us about it.
Well, presently now I'm managing Lali for the last 3 years.
Lali.
Vice Mayor for the longest while, Marcia, and the whole team coalition artists. What was the question again?
Your observations for the last, let's say, 10, 20 years. What has changed? What needs to be done?
A lot of things change, man. Artists get a little more sense now than the artists than before. You have some brighter artists now come through. So a lot of things.
Qualify the term sense.
Them have access to read, them will actually ask questions. It's not just talent them depend on now. These younger artists, they want to do it as a business. Some of them still just want to make a money and get some girls. But the artists, it's a comment, a shape, man.
Everything's on Google now. Yeah. Everything's on
Everything
Google.
is on YouTube and Google, and they're asking around.
What do you think changed between then and now? What do you think made the newer artists more sensible or kind of open
not
to...
dissing the old artists.
No, we're not at all.
So
but there seems to be more business.
What happened?
Mind.
Because in life you live, the cheapest mistake is the next man's mistake. So if you say artists used to make money in the 80s and now in the 2000s and you choose not to, you want to know why this artist don't benefit after the hype, after the fame. So these younger people coming through, them trying to do things different. So that's why probably I can say they take a different approach. They want to know how to earn after the stage.
After the, I like that, after the stage.
Yeah.
April, same question to you. What have you seen has changed? What has changed last 10 years with artist management, with artists specifically in terms of their development and management?
I see where our industry has taken flight quickly, and our artists have had no choice but to try to adjust. It is more along the lines of trying to accommodate foreign experiences, like tapping into social media, TikTok, you know, things that they weren't used to doing before or wanted to do before because it was deemed as too much exposure back then. They're definitely open to doing it now because the world of music has changed. We're no longer buying CDs and records. We're all about streams and numbers.
They see themselves as a brand now.
Exactly. We're also in a space where, thankfully, artists understand that outside of having the name Bella Blair, she is a brand. She has more than just her musical or her vocal talent to her. Her image is also a part of her brand. That has now become a part of her business. Yeah. So I'm happy to see that over the years, the minds have opened. What I have not seen yet is 100% acceptance of the activity that needs to follow once your mind has opened. What
and those activities are?
The activity is acquiring the necessary information and knowledge to get it to where it needs to be. Lex mentioned team as well. That's a very important thing.
Sometimes it's where the artists at the before they can actually afford some of these things.
Team.
But as Bella Blair said, the Google, they are doing them thing. But what I learned when we see with them now, they are calling around, they're searching, they're going to the seminars, they're asking, they might look for information. So soon as them can afford, I think these younger ones will put it together.
Lex, in your element, where do you find yourself? Looking for the information, seeing yourself as a brand, or is it just about, I want to get this music out?
It's really all of them, because the reality is to get the music out and build a brand, it's the same journey, because artist development isn't one piece by one piece. It's kind of an all-together thing. So when you buy artist development, it's like a bundle, you know? So you're buying the music work, you're buying the distribution knowledge, you're buying the copyright information knowledge, you're buying the managerial knowledge. It's an all-in-one thing. So it's not an expectation of one is going to come and then the other is going to come and the music going to come and then the knowledge going to come. It's the process of saying that all of these things are happening all at once. It's just to ensure that you're collecting all of this information, ensuring to live through this entire experience, not leaving out one and just focusing on the other.
A bundle.
Yeah.
I'd like to add to that too. Whilst we can also see it as a bundle, we should try to look at it as a one-on-one experience. There is more reward in a one-on-one experience than generalizing artist development. Every artist or every creative that enters that space is a product in itself, and each of them need to be creatively nurtured in the respective way that they are heading in. So the goal plans that Bella may have for the next 3 to 5 years is not necessarily the same goal plans that Lex may have for the next 3 to 5 years. The territories that they want to market their music to, the brand that they want to stand out and represent, it's not necessarily the same. So it's important to identify too in artist development that the one-on-one experience in it is more rewarding than to sit in a generalized conference that just literally just surfaces the topics.
Bella,
Yes.
in terms of artist management, in terms of everything that was just discussed, have you ever found yourself at a time when it was just overwhelming?
Well, I can say that I've managed myself for 6 years. At the start, okay, little backstory for the viewers who don't really know my journey. I started my entertainment journey in 2010, where I entered Digicel Rising Stars and I came 5th, right? After that, I toured with Tony Rebel and Queen Ifrica all over Europe, doing reggae shows as a background vocalist, right? Shortly thereafter, I started my YouTube journey in university. My mom was like, hey, you have to go to school. So I was like, okay, let me do the most fun thing at school, where I studied media, as you said in my bio. And while studying media, we were learning how to edit and put videos together, because that was a part of the program, and I specialized in television. So all of this right here is not new to me. But when I was learning editing, I decided to, put a little video together. And because I was so heavily involved in the performing arts growing up from 4, as you said, I put together a little skit, a comedic skit, and put it on YouTube. Now, them times, this was 2011, YouTube wasn't as popular as it is now. So I was probably one of the few Jamaicans putting out content on YouTube for entertainment. And then I put it out, people started gravitating towards that content, and I gained popularity from that. Now, me don't know nothing about how to manage nothing, for control anything. So because I was in school, it wasn't really that serious at the time. 2013, graduated from university, and now I'm in the big, broad world by myself. I don't know anything about management. I don't know anything about entertainment, the whole scope. I was really just left to my devices, and I had to learn a lot. I had a manager because that person was my friend, not because the person saw my talent and said, hey, I want to manage you. So it was really it wasn't a strict relationship. It wasn't really business-like. It was more, of a friendly relationship, or my friend helping me out, or my friend helping me to get to certain places, because he was already an established manager. But after that relationship ended, I now had to start operating on my own, managing myself, and just operating in the business space as an artist. That taught me a lot, and I realized that doing management and being an artist is very overwhelming, right? It really takes strength to do what I did. And especially when I decided to stop doing comedy, the thing I got notoriety for it. I think I got popular for because it was just not good for my mental health. It was making me sad, and it was actually giving me like suicidal thoughts. I don't really want to get into that.
That's fine.
But I decided to stop comedy cold turkey, and just dive into music. With my first track, that was Jamaica. It's called Jamaica. And I was managing myself then. And David Rodigan from BBC heard the track, and he was like, no, I need to play this. All this time, me don't know where I'm going, right? And he was playing it on BBC One Extra for weeks and weeks and weeks until it came to #1. When I got the call that he and his team was coming to Jamaica, and they wanted to feature me on their, they have a live event, a recorded live event, BBC One Extra, that they record live performances at Big Yard. When I got the call, I was like, wait, me? I was managing myself at the time, and when I got the call, I realized that taking that plunge, taking that step, even though it was overwhelming, was rewarding. So to answer your question, yes, it gets overwhelming, but I had to do what I had to do, personally speaking. And now, April is actually managing my career. I see where it's a little bit easier. There's a little bit ease. I can focus more on my art and my craft, and I don't have to put a lot of energy into the artist management part of it.
Frankie, if you as a manager, developer, whatever term where you are now in control, when you see your talent getting overwhelmed, how do you then approach that?
In my team, they call me the father, you know, because come like all the artists, they come to you with personal problems, them come to you with them goals, them come to you with every single thing. You as a manager, you have to figure how you can make the artist be an artist. As Bella Blair said, you want the artist to create, you want the artist to look good, you want the artist to be on time. So what we do as a manager, we can create that space to make sure the artist can be an artist. So that is how the artist gonna know how good you are as a manager.
You're judged by that.
So, yes, oh, Bella Blair, you have this interview. Bella Blair, you have this. You give them a structure, a system. If you keep on doing it as Bella Blair said, as a friend thing, or when the phone ring, or when it happen, you probably look like you're damaging that space, because as a manager, sometimes you have to, the marketing plan for them for the 6 months, what you're working on, project, all of these things. So that's why you become the father. You become the just father. Like you're not, just like Bella Blair said, like a child. You have to put the uniform, you have to put this, everything together.
The structure.
And then you go back down when the more the artists earn, the more the artists reach, you expand and have other needs. So you just tell people what to do.
I wanted to ask Lex, how would you manage a situation or advise another up-and-coming artist if you're having personal disagreements with your manager? Or just knocking heads because creatives are different. How do you, because you have personal, you have professional disagreements. How would you, or how do you manage somebody who represents your manager, somebody who's about your development, having difference of opinion? How do you manage that?
Is it better for the brand, or is it better for me, the individual? Because the reality is, as an artist, you represent a product. And you should not mix the personal with the professional. That's the first thing. You can't come into the industry with your feelings all the time. Remember, as a creative, you're drawing from it to create, but your business manager, your artist manager is looking out for the brand, looking out for the best for your longevity as an artist. You need that support. So the personal feelings, the personal disagreements that you might have, is it personal or is it professional? Because if it's personal, that doesn't belong in the space.
If you're an artist, though, you're coming from you, the personal.
I
So
agree.
how do you navigate those waters? Because if you think it's best for your brand because you're the talent, you're the artist.
It takes some personal development.
Take some, okay.
It does take some personal development. And I mean, with experiences, it might come. So it's not like a one night thing, you're just going to get over your personal differences. It will take time.
One of the things about managing an artist, you have to create the first level of creative, the first level of working with an artist, they have to trust you. And then and when them trust you to deliver, sometimes even if it gets personal to them, because you have to make manager's decision and it don't care if it how him feel.
If it's an unpopular decision.
Yeah. So when the trust creates, they will upset, but they'll get it done.
April, do boundaries are a big part of trust?
I would say so for the rest of the industry, yes. Here at Niche, no, not necessarily.
No boundaries?
Not necessarily. The foundation that we initiate when we have the opportunity to work alongside a creative is to first understand the creative, and by extension to let the creative understand us and what we represent. Working for a creative or working alongside a creative is, as Bella said, a very big job. The responsibility is high, and so you have to be very mindful of who it is that you're representing and why you're doing so. If you're unable to fulfill the desire of that particular talent or creative, then you really should step back as a professional and find someone or point them in the direction of someone that can. So it's a mixed response from me. Boundaries create themselves if the basis of the relationship or the business relationship and that foundation is secure.
I like the sound. We're going to talk some more after the break. We'll be back with the Artist Development Blueprint here at JARIA's Reggae Open University.
This is a hot girl thing. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I said we hot forever. Think I know we hot, we born at no own. Think it a go stop, it not stop. Hot, we hot forever. Check. Bella B, when hot girls step out, Don't have to ask where the hot girl step out. You see me as I step into the room. Them see me and them start to bring my womb. Boy, hot girl do things, hot girl do things. Hot girl no beg pan me for what they bring. The gentlemen they wanna take me home. Ladies them I wish them I'm a clone. My whole family hot, you better know that. Don't to my granny competing with the sun when I rate you. Some of your feet be number one when I rate you. So you a feet, please understand that you are not on my level. I make the devil uncomfortable. I'm so hot, all eyes on me. I'm so hot and so sexy. Hot girl something. This is a hot girl thing. I'm sorry you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand. Hot girl something. This is a hot girl thing. I'm sorry you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand.
All right, welcome back. This is Artist Development, a Blueprint. JARIA's Reggae Open University. This is the third staging. The conversation has been going very well. You gave us, Bella, your backstory earlier. But now I want you to, I get the feeling it's a varied backstory. Yes. But I want you to tell us about how you zone in for a live performance. What happens night before, week before, rehearsals, and in the performance? What's your process?
Rehearsals are extremely important to me because, you know, growing up in the arts, I've been doing the performing arts from I was 4. Entering JCDC festivals, entering competitions, performing on stage. So I'm no stranger to the stage. I don't really get nervous. The only time I get nervous is when I have to do public speaking. which is
a little weird, but okay.
Which is a little weird. It's probably a mental block, but I don't really get nervous for performances because I've been trained in the performing arts for so long. But preparation, rehearsals are extremely important. So I don't need a one rehearsal. I know a lot of artists, a lot of established artists where the band performs for 3 times out of the week for a show they have on the weekend, and they show up on the last rehearsal, and them sing through 1 time or sing through 2 times and then perform on Saturday. That's a no-no for me. I have to have rehearsals, and I have to have a lot of rehearsals because I really believe that practice makes perfect. To get in the zone,
that's you're getting in the zone.
He's so lost right now, but the rest of the panel get it right, Frank?
Well, let's just say I'm lost.
Yeah. No, but to get in the zone, it's personal, you know. I put myself in that space. The artist me is very different from personal me. I'm kind of boring. I'm a homebody. I have my husband and kid back home. You know, I don't even watch TV. I read books. I'm what people would call boring in real life, but my entertainment me, different. It's kind of like, I don't want to say an ego, because I don't really like that word, but I take on a different persona. So I get in the vibe with and I don't lose logic whenever I get in the vibe. I am focused, and I know what I have to do, and I depend on what I did in rehearsal.
So you lean back against the practice.
Yes, the practice is important, because when you practice enough, it becomes a part of you.
No.
We're humans, and sometimes you'll have maybe a hiccup during a performance. What would you say to artists who are terrified of embarrassing themselves on stage?
You don't practice enough. You don't practice enough. If you have a hiccup on stage and you practice enough, you can pick up right after.
Easy one too.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to even be noticed that you had a hiccup.
Yeah.
Unless you make it noticed.
Exactly.
You know how much time that happens to artists and they become a style?
Oh, you purposely.
No, it's never it's an accident, so it can't be purpose.
So no, it's a thing.
Yeah,
The show goes
it
on.
just make it look, and it become and it was cool.
And the artists know that. It's kind of like an unwritten rule that if something happens, the show go on. So if something happens and the show can't go on for you, then you're not really seasoned. You need more practice. You need more rehearsal before you come out on the stage. You're not ready.
Lex, when you are performing, if you have had a hiccup or a hiccup happens, what's your plan of action?
Hiccup. The reality is, you're here to see me, the artist, right? And whatever I am doing on the stage is the show. And hiccup per se might be miss lyric. You're not going to know that unless I really stop the entire song, say, band, stop, I missed this lyric, let's go back, let's run over the track. Because the reality is that we're all performing. And the art of performance dictates that, yes, the show will go on, but you don't have to make audience know. You are here to give them the show. And I mean, I've been doing this for a good while, because the reality is I've been singing for, I don't want to give my age, but I've been singing for quite some time, JCDC, while at Arden, and that journey of moving from the school stage, the JCDC stage, into live performances, maybe at weddings and different shows, and then actually becoming an artist in 2020, because I needed to find an outlet for the music that is coming through me. In 2020, I lost my mom. And that is why Lex MD, the musical doctor, is providing lyrical and melodic music medicine. Because I couldn't, fix her problem. I could only sing to her. And these melodies are what I would use to ease her pain. And I think that the music that I can create is means to ease the pain of others, fix social problems. Just provide a bridge to gaps that exist in society that can be filled with music. Music is a language, you know,
Yes, it
and
is.
we all speak it. So once we can translate the music into medicine, Lex MD has a job.
Tell us about your start.
The start for me was an intentional move to say, I am an artist. So it's not, I'm gonna do this in the future. I'm starting this right now. And the start was the song Humanity, brought up through the George Floyd incident.
Okay.
And I Can't Breathe was the intention of the song. And the more I wrote about it, the more I heard about it, the visuals, the individuals speaking on it on social media, it just made it difficult to not want to put out this song. So while working with the producer on the track, I had to ensure that this song had intention and was going to be released, because can you really produce without really releasing the song? Because you can write 100 songs. But as an artist, your intention, your purpose is to release this music so that the public can hear it. And accept it or not, the music will reach somebody. And once it reaches somebody, you'll have done your job. So I am on the journey of artist development since 2020, and writing, creating, making industry links. Went to an artist development session actually 2 weeks ago with April. And there I got a taste of what artist development is intended for. So that helped me to gauge where I am right now and the steps that I would need to take in order to move forward, to progress as an artist.
April, in a session that you run with Lex, what is the most important thing you tell them coming out of that session? Most important thing for them to remember?
The same thing I tell them coming out is the same thing I tell them going in. Be honest with yourself.
Authenticity.
Authenticity is key. Once you have identified that and once you've honed it, the stage is literally a playground for you. It's just how you want to, yeah.
Bella, what's the most important thing for you?
Just that.
Just that. Same
Just
thing.
that, the same thing. It's important to be yourself, because the moment you're not, your audience can sense it. The very moment you're not yourself, the audience can sense it, and then there's a disconnect. No, but it's very hard to connect to an artist who is giving off something that's not them.
Frankie, before we go to the break.
I always tell my artists, the only thing that never get done yet is being you. There's only one of you. So just go out there and be yourself and put the best of you each time, and you will get some results.
And at a moment,
I don't want to say martyrs, but you get the whole. We have to sacrifice our personal self to give to an audience, an artist, to give art, to give entertainment to an artist, and that takes a lot. That takes a lot on the psyche, that takes a lot on your mental health, that takes a lot. So sometimes it gets crazy and you want to drive to somewhere and scream, and sometimes you have to do that and then just whop it back. Remember who you are.
remember who you are. Authentic, going back to authenticity.
Right.
Lex, that moment when you're about to burst a blood vessel, how you come back?
Remember the vision, remember the mission, remember the intention of the reason why you started this journey. If it's riches, then remember, say you're not rich yet. But if you have a message to share, if you have the intentions behind the words, if you have not yet achieved the message that you'd like to reach in every corner or every crevice that you want to reach, you still have work to do. Because this is work. And if you're going to give up on work, you're giving up on a livelihood. You're giving up on a lifestyle and a mission, a dream. Just remember it. And that's what I do. I just try to remember the dream, remember why I started this, remember the journey, remember my mother's words, and keep it going. Keep it going.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to head to a short break, and then we're going to get a little bit deeper, because I want to talk some more about dealing with an artist who is just getting there, has his own intentions of what he or she wants, and you know, as managers, are the person who in charge of the development, honing that skill. All right, we'll be right back.
Reggae Wednesdays, make some noise for yourselves. You see, because we need more live show for reggae music. All them a talk about reggae dead. No good music now make foolishness. Nice them a make. We just now get enough platform. So big respect to JARIA and everybody who came together to organize this event and the rest of the event them and thing. And then when they had them, yo, no for forward a show and full up venue and make artists feel good, like say we do some good works, you know, cause we love you know. Yeah, man, if you don't believe in that, say love. Love! Okay. Get it right, set it right, we're here to have a good time tonight, yeah. If you know that tune, a big tune, say big tune. Go on, King, man. I want it. That me a talk about, man. Oh la la, na 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 na. Yeah, already know. Take me somewhere wonderful. So tired of being misunderstood. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I keep on doing all the good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause life always works out as it should. Remember that? I said for so long, we are hold on. I lucky things that we so strong. She said them so gone. For them program, we have a different slogan. So when me do, me try the right road. Surround myself with the right folks. The ones who always keeping eye close. The kind of love them can't find. Jackie find the clarity. We only want what is best for humanity. Me nah beg no charity. Right now man only want the opportunity. That's all it is truthfully. Give I what due to me. So when the music hits the right place and I'm in the right, take me somewhere wonderful. So tired of being misunderstood. Uncle Colin.
All right, welcome back to JARIA's Artist Development, a blueprint. It's the third staging in the Reggae Open University, and we've had some amazing conversations so far coming from both the artist and the development/management point of view. So we're going to go into rapid fire. So I'm going to ask all of you the same question, and we're going to give some nice quick answers. Are there any specific challenges that you face in today's music industry, and how can artist development fix those challenges? Start with Bella.
The main issue I face is being a Jamaican artist, not necessarily doing dancehall reggae, creating, treading in my own lane, coming with a difference in the genre because of my mantra. Artist development, I don't think that's quite geared towards fixing that problem. That's more of a consumer problem, just the entertainment space problem. Okay. So I don't know. I can't. I can't
That's fine.
say.
That's fine. Thank you, Frankie.
Question.
All right. So
That's listening to better.
you're on the development management side of it. What's the biggest problem you see now?
Biggest problem is everybody wants to do some things that I don't think is. I do one size don't fit all. You know what I'm saying?
You said that.
And now we're in a spot where artists come and him see Better Blade doing it and come to me and want me to do it for Better, do it for him. Sometimes it's not that way. So I just say the education part of it, hence the reasoning part of it, the understanding part of it is the most challenging. But
You're knocking heads with what they'd like to do versus what, in your expert opinion, you'd be like, you might be better off in this lane.
Well, from a manager point of view still, a lot of people call me every day want me to manage them. But I have to look on the product and see if I can manage that product. So if I see that I can manage that product, I'm not going to manage the product.
Do it.
So I'm going to have less challenge with my team because I choose who I want to manage.
From the
them
start.
choose me.
Yeah. Okay. April, same question.
The
biggest problem?
Biggest problem, well, from the business side of it, the biggest problem is that we don't have enough stalwarts in our business that carry the legacy, but also enforce the current infrastructure that we need to support our young creatives. That for me is a very big problem. They can't produce if they don't have the platforms to do so. We need more live shows. We need more opportunities. It's sad that our artists can only be booked on a majority of 10 large stages in one island in a year, when they can have a pool of thousands of stages when they travel to the US or to the Europe markets. We have the resources, we have the talent.
Is it the stalwart's job to carry on the legacy?
It is the stalwart's job to enforce their legacy, and their legacy is about growth, else we wouldn't be here. So I'm not saying that it's their responsibility to fund it per se, but I do believe that they have the power that we require to support and to be supported in, that we can actually move as one nation and actually make a difference. Like, we have more resources than we realize. I believe that Jamaica is wasting its resources in our creatives.
Amen.
Lex, same question. Biggest challenge for you on the artist side?
Well, starting out was an interesting decision because it wasn't a fully supported journey to be taken by maybe peers or family. So I think what we might need to start doing is exposing the wider public to the true benefits of investing in our youth and in the industry for it to grow. Let them know how valuable the creative industry really is at a parental or community level. Because most of our children or young adults, adolescents in high school will be headed into IT or ICT industries because that's where the world is headed. But creativity has never left Earth. Creativity has never left Jamaica. So telling somebody who has been writing poems or songs for 5 years to, oh, take up your book and go turn a teacher, go turn a lawyer, go find yourself into a surgery room.
Limits creativity.
It's creating limits, glass ceilings that require breaking. So once we can provide that education, I believe the majority of our problems might be solved.
Thank you very much. I love those answers. I want to start with you, since we ended with you. In your opinion, what role does mentorship play in artist development? And how can experienced artists or stalwarts and professionals contribute to it?
That's the key, man. That's the key. If you have a solid mentor, your journey in the industry will be beautiful. I believe that if you can connect yourself with the experience of 10 men from one person, and you want to be in that same field, that one connection will collectively carry you as far as you would like to go. That mentorship process is what you want. And once you're able to get it, I believe you'll be fine and function.
April? Mentorship.
I strongly support
As you
it.
said it
I
before,
strongly support it. I wouldn't be where I am today. Frankie wouldn't be where he was today without Bobby Digital. None of us would be here today if we didn't have an example ahead of us. In mentorship, though, I do believe, again, I go back to my stalwarts, that we need to extend our hands and help them up. We are often very closed-mouthed and closed-minded, and they need our knowledge and our experience to help them along the way. So I encourage that.
Yeah, as April said, I'm a young man in an old body, so mentor is everything to me, so Mikey Bennett,
Yes,
Robert Livingston, Kurt Bennett, all of these people are my mentor, and they've never left my side up until now. And I would always give gratitude for them. And that is a problem, that sometimes people just want to feel appreciated too, Sometimes we help them, and me help a lot, and them never talk about it. But it never stopped me from helping somebody else.
Reach out that hand.
You understand what I mean? So I telling everybody to help who you can, help who want help, man. And the business need help at times.
Bella?
Mentorship is extremely important. My journey is a little bit unique in that, as I said, I've managed myself for about 6 years. So I had to figure out a lot for myself. And reaching out, especially in the Jamaican music industry, is a little bit difficult because we tend to be cliquist and we tend to not be free to offer help to people who not in our camp or people who we're not investing in or who not with friend or who not drink with we or who not smoke with we. It's almost impossible to get close to people who we would deem mentors because we are so cliquist, because we're so closed off, because everybody have their ego. And another thing is nobody wants the person who they're passing no knowledge to for pass them out or do better than them. It's really a crab in a barrel mentality. Yep. And I find that that contributes to a lot of issues that we have in the entertainment space because there are a lot of talents out there, and I feel like because them talent they're not willing for power with and not willing for do certain things where people who have less talent or no talent at all willing to do, then we have what you call a talent drain. So
just like a brain drain.
Just like a brain drain, and it's kind of evident as well to me. It's evident. But yeah, mentorship is extremely important because if you have people who do it and are successful at doing it, and they don't want to share the knowledge, like you have to figure it out by yourself, or you just don't know. Yeah.
So like you're gonna make the mistake what them could have avoided from making.
Crab in a barrel, as you said sometimes. Frankie, have you personally had any challenges or buck-up limitations dealing with an industry professional over the entire course of your career? Have you ever had that one block from somebody who was in the industry? I mean, we're not going to
remember we're in a business where we don't really work as a team, you know? So, well, when one door closed for me, I just try and I'll reach window to if it have to. I just wait. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you have to prove yourself. That is what they want you to do.
Oh.
You understand me? Okay. I remember when we just started to do this, that I used to say I waste my money but you know, that's everything that is bad, man. You understand me? And as I said, that is how important mentor is. I remember hearing Bobby Digital tell me his story, working for King Jammys as an engineer, losing him job, creating my own studio. And I see that and I said, okay, it never happened overnight because we all see the end result now. We never see the growth now.
No.
We never see when we never see the tile put the tile up on the floor. We don't go and walk on the tile. You understand? So the thing about it, hearing these experiences, hearing people at a people journey, when them say no to me, just try and go somewhere else. I'm always have a look. I have a ears to talents. That's why I better be there. When I hear her the first time, and I say, hey, I want to work with her until she just say, give me you know, one of my favorite songs up until now. You know, Conscience, Coffee, Ragamuffin. When you see them, you work with who I work with, because they establish one them now work with you because you what happen. Yeah, you know, them have for them reason. And
or money.
Or money. You know, sometimes you don't have the money to give them to work with you. So you just find some great talent. You go to the talent shows and you listen to somebody and you say, can try to help this one. And we build together too.
Lex, any personal issues you've ever had, any barriers you've come across in your journey?
Well, any barriers that I would have come across would have been, I guess, lifted through education, you know, educating myself with information and connection, because I love to have conversations. If I see somebody in the place that I want to be, I have no issues going over to them and saying, hey, how are you? How are you doing? But I think I've seen you here. And then build that conversation, get some more information. And I think I'm a people person. So what I try to do is to be as amicable as I can with the individuals that I need information from. And once I get that information, I don't cut the link. Never cut your link. Don't burn the bridge. Don't burn the bridge. You need them because they will help you to cross. True. And I think being that type of individual in the industry has helped me to make connections and hold on to them. And this is authentically who I am. So I can't change that. So it's something that just comes. So no
No real blockage.
no blockage for me right now. But life is dynamic. The industry is
Anything can
dynamic.
happen.
But the guidance that I will receive will allow me to move past any blockages, I'm
It's
sure.
good. April? What you like when the 7
Hold
names
on.
I wasn't sure a while ago.
There are many blockages. Thankfully, I have matriculated to recognize that what I used to see as blockages was actually arrogance and ignorance in my industry. And I chose to walk around it or to jump over it. I chose to, thanks to people like Frankie, who is my mentor, or one of my mentors, I should say.
Look at that.
No mentor.
Okay. But my voice of reason sometimes when I'm finding myself in a difficult...
On the shoulder.
Yeah, man. No, I'm not keep him on my shoulder though, you know. I'm going to keep him up there. But yeah, my voice of reason. When I face those difficult or challenging situations with challenging individuals, because of who I am, I acknowledge it for what it is. But in the struggle to find my space and to find my workaround, I just focus on me, and I focus on my drive and my dream and what I bring to this entertainment space, and what I want to be my message, my route, what I want to help Bella Blair, Rasai, Lex MD to accomplish, because at the end of the day, that is what brings me.
So you're not help me again?
I always help you, Frankie.
Okay.
But yeah, for me, it's not about the problems anymore. Like, I'm over that. I really am.
The problem will come.
There's
man.
always solutions to problems.
That's find the solution.
Bella?
Oh, man, they're countless. Especially being female in the space, a female with morals in the space,
Yeah, man.
a female who is not just doing reggae or dancehall, a female who is just carving her own path. The issues, the problems are endless. I've heard a lot of no's. I've also heard a lot of no's because people believe I should be still doing one thing, you know, because I became popular for it. I'm just not allowed to change my mind or explore any of my other talents, which I do have, by the
Stay in your lane.
But yeah, it's endless, but my back broad and tough.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I'm very resilient, and I have all these talents. I feel like I should be able to explore them. So while the blockages and the issues and the hurdles are endless, I go jump over them, I go around them, because that's just me.
And if you buck your toe,
Band-aid.
scrape up your knee,
Band-aid.
Band-Aid.
But sometimes the blockage will make the success feel sweeter. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
When
sometimes...
them say no and you achieve it, it does feel nicer, man.
Come on, let's face it, we're humans. Yeah, I told you. I told you so, feel good a little bit. don't
Even
you?
if you don't want to say it to the person, you know, you
Follow
just
them
look
know.
back and you say,
Achievement.
you know, everybody never be,
And
you
sometimes
know,
I God.
it feel good.
Sometimes I
God
God.
just don't
God
want it
said
too
no.
easy, yeah.
Yeah, man.
No,
You're
not
part.
this.
Sometimes God just say, if you get it now, you're not going to appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, man.
Louder one day.
Or if you get it now,
Not yet.
you're not going to get what
Yeah.
I really have
Yeah.
in store for you.
Not yet.
Closing
Yeah,
thoughts
but
on
the
that.
man who pray and say, man, the better job and the boss make him fire, and tomorrow morning he go work and cuss God and he go one bar and get a better job. I drink him sorrow away.
Look at that.
Nobody know what tomorrow is.
No one.
Just
And
continue
how-
believing in yourself.
We're going to head to another break very shortly, but before we go, I want one very quick thing. How do you tell a young artist, don't worry, it'll get better?
No, man.
Don't
Tell
tell
them
them
to work, man.
Don't tell them that.
Don't tell them that. I want to build up
Don't
them.
worry, it will
It has to get a little worse for
Worse
young artists
before.
before it gets better.
Yep.
That's
Agreed.
the truth.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Agreed.
Yeah, man. But the worst is not always gonna be generic, you know. But trust me.
It's
Man,
never
I
don't worry. It's
I will
always
say-
the
I will say
cliche,
let's
don't
work
stop.
together.
Keep working.
Yeah.
Keep
And
Keep
when
going.
it's rough, we'll go
Drive
rough time
going.
with them, and it's good, we'll go through good times with them. And I tell them, so don't worry. We
Keep
all have to
going.
worry, man.
I love that. That's kind of positivity I think we need.
Yeah, man.
All right, we're going to head to another break, or final break. I will come back and ask more about artist development before we wrap up tonight's session. right, welcome back to JARIA's Reggae Open University. This is the third staging, and today we're talking about artist development, a blueprint. We have gotten some gems and then some from this wonderful panel. Thank you guys so much. We're going to talk about the evolution of artist development. Now, all four of you represent stakeholders in the music industry, from whichever side you fall on. And you all have spoken about how important artist management is. What would you do personally to improve and evolve artist development going forward?
That's a rough one because Jamaica music industry, the Jamaican people were very vibes based. So to get something on a more official level, for us to take things a little bit more seriously, and it's not just, oh, I'm about vibes and yeah man, I'm mash up the stage man because I vibes king, that's, you know, you understand? That's kind of the mentality when it comes down to just bringing across the art. I feel like it would be challenging, but what I would do is, and this is a heavy call on the government and the powers that be, especially for entertainment and culture, to have more like workshops, have more entertainment events that cater towards the knowledge of artist development. I don't know, it's really hard to come up with something that I think might work because, as I said, we're very vibes based. We're very relaxed. I think that's what people like about Jamaican people. So that would be like a very challenging thought for me. So I'll leave it up to April and Frankie and the people who would know more than me.
One other thing that I think the culture of a change, the way we think, the way we look at entertainment. And I was saying it to my friends the other day, Tyler Perry, so she named the girl will win, this girl win some Grammy the other day.
Tyler.
Yeah. No. She come outside and she said, give it respect to my engineer. And she shared the platform with the engineer. And I said it to my friends, I never normally say artists do that to him team. And as I said, we use the word team, but them alone want to say me alone do all of this. When the engineer work with you late in the hours to put it together, your manager work when you're asleep, your manager do everything for you. Your roadie do everything for you. Your stylist do everything for you, you know? When we start to look upon it as a business and we show respect for every single person, your PR, your everybody, I think we get some more results. You know, the government can do all of them want to do, but we have to see the importance of everybody and put people on the platform too. Not me alone, you know, but put April who's coaching and who is telling you to do this. And maybe a younger one then will come up and see the importance of it and the culture will change.
Second nature.
Yeah, and even telling the artist, oh, you need some voice training. Because you cannot do it when you change from here to here, and then I said, no, but everybody else
do it
sound
so
good. Yeah, you hold the mic, you hug up the whole of the mic. And the mic cannot, your sound cannot go through the mic. Engineer stress out there so to catch a balance. So
and then you hear some artists blaming sound man, turn up my mic and
you know, simple things like that where give some credit to people who tell you small things.
Change your culture, change your mind.
None of my mentor never give me any money. I never get money from somebody in entertainment to do entertainment. But when I have a problem or when I'm see me doing something, them tell me. And that's why I always have them on the highest flag. You know what I mean?
So your suggestion is change your mindset.
Yeah, change your mindset, and everybody is a whole cake, man.
Not just one slice.
It's not one slice.
April?
I'm all for changing the mindset, but instead of waiting for the change of mindset, I've decided that I'm going to run with it. I've already started the process, and so has Frankie to some extent, actually. As of next month, we're offering artist development workshops. I will be reaching out to the individual, and I have already. No one has bite just yet, but Nevertheless, we're going to push through, even if it's something that we will end up doing independently, and a couple years down the line here, somebody else come along and say they created that space, fine. But we want to make a difference wholeheartedly. It's not about money. There's very little money in developing artists. It's more investment than it is anything else.
Long-term vision.
You can't pay for that level of experience or knowledge or tactical training, honestly, you know. So people like myself and Frankie, who do this daily, inside out, you know, for people, we don't do it because we want to get rich and switch and live a lavish lifestyle. We genuinely care about the creativity of this country, you know. So what I would do, I created Niche Entertainment Group, and I created artist development workshops, and I'm encouraging our young people to reach out and to help us to make a difference. It has to start somewhere.
And one of the next thing about the reaching out, sometimes an artist would DM me, I don't must see it. You send a message, when I have to get the message. Don't give up, man. Them give up too easy, man. And I can't remember every faces.
But that happens because of the experience that our history has taught us, you know. The history of our industry, Bella said it earlier, the cliquism and like nobody no want to share no information, nobody no want to do nothing. Them just want to cock up and, you understand? Like,
enjoy.
It's not healthy.
No.
It's not.
I
So
just want
find the right people, find the people who
and
genuinely
keep on
care.
trying. If you think, when the first time I went to Vice Bella Blair, she never vice to me.
And
I'm
look at
still
you now.
vice side, don't Bella.
Lex, what's your contribution? How would you evolve artist management?
I believe I can be the best contribution. Me, Lex MD, the product. The example that is set by artists are normally followed. We have one of the most strong, I don't even know how to describe it, but one thing an artist can do, everybody else can do it. Because we are an example. We have a responsibility to show them that, yes, this works.
So you as the product and
Me
how
as
you
a product.
professionally deal with it is your contribution.
Professionally, artistically, on stage and behind the scenes, showing them that, yes, this work that you are doing is not just for the fun of it, not just because you're going tired, not just because you have a team behind you, it works. The end result will be perfect or close to.
Listen, you have people in the space, you know, that when you exude professionalism, it's not accepted in a positive light.
The first.
Because I have heard comments like, so then I wish I going so far. When I say, okay, send me an email.
Listen.
Go on like you're nice.
Oh my word.
Go on like
But
you're
she going
nice.
so far. Like, yeah, the one Bella, she asked me for email her.
It's work all the same.
You know, it goes back to the friend thing. Oh, man, for vibes with you first. And that's all good as, you know, being an artist, and that's all good and stuff. But what happened to, okay, you want to work with me as a producer? You send your email. You send the splits, especially in the Jamaican industry.
Talk about the splits first.
Because you talk
Okay,
about
don't want to do
you
this
talk
thing.
about the splits because you don't want to end up doing work for a producer or collaborative work with a label, and then at the end of the day, you don't know about your splits, you don't know about your royalty, and then you cuss and say you get robbed. That is on you, and that requires some
Not knowing
level
is
of
not an excuse.
no. That requires some level of artist development and some level of professionalism.
Understanding, man.
Learning, man.
If you understand if you understand how Bella do business, you don't have a problem with Bella. If you understand how April do business, you don't have a problem.
Well, understand and accept.
Yeah, but
It's
you
two
just have
different
to
things.
just roll it
And
out. You know, Frankie, hey, me want to see this. Make we talk about this before I spend my first dollar. Don't say me miserable and me bossy. Because it's business.
And business is not personal.
And business is not personal.
True.
Our culture is very, as you said, bridging, man on man, what does that do a thing? How can you almost redirect the mind frames of some of the artists, not just young artists, even older artists, to see that it's not just because you can carry a tune that you can become Bella Blair or Lex MD. How do you convince somebody who might be stubborn thinking that they know exactly how they want to sound to try something different?
Well, if they're stubborn, then that's problem number one. I think we discussed that you have to be of the mindset that this is a business. This is not just a friend thing. So if it's that they need some convincing, then they're gonna have to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? People who go in a certain direction, and that's the direction of professionalism. They have an open mind. They think critically. They think a certain way. Even though you're an artist, it's a business entity, and you have to have these things done. So the stubborn people and the people who don't want to change, they're gonna have to learn. It's just like it's not a baby. It's not a babying thing. Being in the music industry is not a babying thing. It's not an easy thing. You have to have a certain mindset. You have to be strong, and you have to have your head, and body focus.
And you have to be fluid.
Fluid.
Because, as Lex was saying, life is dynamic.
Fluid, but not too fluid.
Stick to your guns.
Yeah, you can't be too fluid, because if you're too fluid, then you're everywhere. It's like leave some mystery, leave something to the imagination. Operate in a way where baga. Cause if you're too fluid, you're there. This a studio, you're there. This a studio, you're there. This a man, you're there. Hang out because you want this opportunity. It just doesn't work out. And you can be a talented artist. And if you're too free and too pari, then you just get rinsed out and washed out, and nobody really has any respect for you as an artist.
And they might be thinking, I'm putting in the work. Y'all told me to put in work. I'm going to every par.
Yeah, and
going to every studio.
But being too fluid too is not good for creativity. Creativity is inspired by different spaces and places and times and things. True. So you, as an artist, need to identify what is for you or what is not for you. So that your creativity can also continue to flow, because the date's stopping.
Don't give away the horse.
I manage a rally, and I have times where every day I'm just one record, and the next time I don't want to record, you know. So what we do, we make him record everything, and we can say this nah, you know. We would kind of tear that, and if you're vice a producer, we send the splits. We talk about who producing it, because I know everything I got produced by Frankie.
True.
So you say, all right, this is it, masters, publishing, you know. We send it to before we send the file to you, because that is why I'm paid for him. Him just want to be an artist.
Him just want to be the passion. He's driven
by
the passion.
That's why I have a team where I'm saying, all right.
You do that, you do that.
But even EC, Frankie produced Give Me a Light, right? And before working with Frankie, I was recording another song, and I saw him in the studio, and he came into my session, and I was like, "Oh, Frankie," and he was like, "Yeah, man, you're a superstar." After that, we got on the phone, and we decided that we were gonna do some work. And then I went to his studio, and we feel out the energy, played some of my songs, we produced the track, and it was just good vibes. You know what I mean? After the fact. It don't have to be, we go down to Frankie, go all our vibes, and we go drink. Yeah. And then him decide, say, all our good vibes with Bella. Let me produce a track with her. You understand? But it was still business and still good vibes and hang around, because I like to hang. I mean, who doesn't like to hang?
We're in our music space.
Yeah.
In our music, creative space.
Creative space.
We're going to do the wrap up. Final thoughts from Lex to artists in your position who need to know exactly how important artist development is. What's your personal message to them?
Be authentic and intentional about the journey. Artist development is all about connecting you, the individual artist, with the brand, and ensuring that your consumers are able to actually experience you. So don't be afraid of being uncomfortable during this period. Because working with a team, if you're able to do so, is all about finding where these pieces fit, so that that vision that you have, that dream that you perceive where you want to be, can be achieved. Don't be afraid of being uncomfortable. It's necessary.
April? Final thoughts. You're coming from the developer stage. What's your final thought?
My final thoughts are that I will continue to work assiduously in ensuring that artist development stays on top. It stays as a message, as a mantra. It stays as a protection and a holding space for young for general creatives. And I also want to clarify that artist development is not solely for artists. It is for creatives. So you can paint, you're a sculptor, you're a host, you're a DJ. It's not specific to artists, right? But yeah, I want to hone in on what it truly represents, and my one message is that I stand by it, and I will not drop the baton on it.
Thank you, Frankie.
My advice to any creative person: the artist development is a guide, and if you need to improve on your weakness or improve on your strength, whatever way you want to choose it, I think taking an artist development course is one of the best things investment you should do. And that's it. It will show you every department, every area that you actually need to earn from your art. That's it.
I'm gonna be real with it. You need that. You need artist development, because I've seen a lot of artists where them don't know how to talk in an interview, and I don't mean standard English, because it's just how to answer a question, how to portray yourself as the artist who you want to be seen as. I've seen people go on interviews in sweatshirts and tights and slippers or just a sneakers and a t-shirt and thing. It's just like, put yourself together.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it takes somebody to tell you that, hey, listen, that's not working. You know what I mean? Because I've also had to learn that. As I said, I was fresh out of university doing things by myself. Somebody had to show me that, hey, listen, you have to put yourself in a certain way. When I go to the studio, I go to work. I dress up for that. I put on my makeup, I get in the mindset. And somebody had to tell me that I have to make sure I'm presentable. Make sure when you're in an interview, you're engaging, you just stay back and say, you don't know I want Bella. You know them vibes, you need that.
Yes, you do. Thank you very much, guys. An incredible panel. Thank you guys so much. This kind of information is what's needed for artists, but we couldn't be doing this without the sponsors. So I'm just going to say thank you to all our wonderful sponsors: Chase Fund, Ray and Nephew, Urban Development Corporation, UDC, Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, VM Wealth Management Limited, the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, Music and Entertainment Factory, SpurOpen.com, Print Big, Juicy Parties, Sun City, Shorter, PBC Jamaica, Key Mix, So Creative, Phase 3, Yardbridge, Alternative Music, Rhythm FM, Best FM, SCRAM, and thank you guys so much. Bella, Frankie, April, Lex, wish you all the best.
Thank you for having me.
And that is us for the third staging of the Reggae Open University. Next week, we're going to be discussing at the same place, same time, critical health plans for musicians. Another very important topic, something people probably wouldn't even think about. So that's why
it's included in artist development.
Shameless plug for niche, yes. Thank you guys, and thank you for listening everywhere you are, guys. It's been a pleasure. Walk good.
Cause I toast with the friends that take off the below. One time did sit down in a class and report that only said the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae.
Yeah, blessings fall, right on.
February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the glory. I'm delighted. Jah knows my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boss.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A few music, it is massive, it is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Proud ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV. Loud. Yeah.
Reggae Conversations. Personal testimonials from reggae personalities who helped to create the music. A conversation with reggae ambassadors who took the music to the world.
For this reggae conversation, we welcome Admiral Bailey. Mr. Bailey?
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure, you know.
Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, man, respect.
So what has Admiral Bailey been up to recently?
Well, as usual, you know, Admiral Bailey is always here, you know, doing gigs locally and still going down the Caribbean and doing some stuff. What I really want to get out of the way now, which is like a project I start in which I want to release a little EP, you know? And because long time the people them don't hear that side of me there in terms of new songs, you know? But I want to tell you, even when I'm on the show and performing and trying to introduce the new song to the people, they be like, they just want to hear the whole Admiral, you know? But I guess if you release it and them start hear it on a consistent basis, then they will gravitate to it. So that's what I'm doing now. Where the coaching is concerned, I'm kind of cool off the coaching for a minute, based on like a health situation and like a health-wise. But other from that, I am here, start a little event what I call Stress-Free Sunday, you know, where people just come and enjoy some nice retro back in my days and release them stress on a Sunday.
Where that takes place?
It takes place at Pilly Blacks Plaza in the Olympic Garden area, you know.
Well, let's talk about what are the most popular songs, what are the biggest songs in dancehall? What was the inspiration for that one? How did that one come about?
All right, back in those days, you know, as you know, most people know, some people don't know, you have the dance hall itself where sound system is in the dance hall. You as the DJ or the entertainer go to the dance and you start DJ. I used to start DJ from like 8 o'clock. Yeah, and don't stop till maybe like 2, 3 before the end of the morning. Because that is how we grew up, come see the people then before we do it, like the Rankin Joe, the Joseph Whale, you know what I mean? And at that time, we were more spontaneous than a thing now. Because nowadays, that is why maybe they must say, boy, these nowadays DJ are more lyricists. That is the word they use. Because in nowadays, we don't use pen and paper, you know. We come from out the head. Yeah, we were spontaneous in the dance. Whatever we see, whatever we hear, we just right away. Yeah. So that term, yeah, you know, come from the ghetto. Yeah, in the ghetto, I use certain language, I use certain terms to request, yeah, what you need. So ends come, yeah, that song give me.
Who you recorded that one with now?
Jammins. My recording done record by Jammins. My first recording for Jammins was a song that hit in the UK named Top Celebrity Man. Now people don't know that song.
I'm a top celebrity man.
Top celebrity man, I am the top celebrity man, top celebrity runway England. Yeah, that was the first song, right? I think what I don't think was the first hit, yeah, for locally for Jammins, but it wasn't the first song.
But it was controversial when it just came out.
Well, more than
banned on the radio and so on.
More than likely. But all right, if you listen to the contents of the word of these new artists compared to then, we were more discreet in the language we used when we were so-called slack then, put it that way. Yeah, but them one are brawling. Them just get to the point and just tell it, brawling. At least our thing did nice and you could know say that it mean, but you have to carry it to that level there. Yeah. So I just saw it go. You know what I mean? There are a lot of things that, I don't really like right now that is happening at the dance hall. And I think it loses momentum. I think it loses value. Yeah. Because the other day I was reading an article in Europe. Europe promoters, right, was making a couple of statements. Because remember, in Europe, I think our following back in the days, Europe was the strongest part for we. Because when we go to Europe, we can't go to Europe, go to one show, So most of the time we go to Europe and tour. Okay. Yeah, so we go from country to country, city to city, yeah, and you have all those big festivals, yeah, in Europe. And some of the biggest festival people them down there, they are telling you straight that the turnout attendance for reggae music and dancehall music now in Europe dropped by 50%. So when they're telling you, that they are not gravitating to the younger artists. Yeah? And I strongly feel is not mostly what they are saying. But I strongly feel is the beat.
The sound has changed.
Yes, man, them change the sound. And the sound where them change is not our sound. We are adapting people's sound. And once you leave your roots and try to adapt a next man's roots, it can't work. And I personally feel that is a problem, right? So I hope they are listening. If them are listening, them realize I bash them what they are saying. Although some of the things that they say, I don't really like, but they're still saying some things that I like. So I wouldn't bash them 100% of what they're saying, but we'll bash them 100% for the beat. And the producers are to be blamed also. Because the producers are the one that producing the music, yeah, making the beat, and getting the artists to ride on the beat. Yeah, and the beat is wrong. The beat is not our beat. And that is what me personally think I kill the dancehall. Yeah? The people that in Europe now. One time when we go to Europe for the shows in the festival season, all 20, 30 artists from Jamaica, they're on the plane, I go to Europe, Check nowadays. When the festival them come on, I go to all 5 away, 3 away. Because what they're doing now, they are using the European artists them, because the European artists them is using the real reggae and the real dancehall in their music. So they are using the European artists them, so them don't need we. And maybe just need 2, 3 away if we kind of keep the balance, say, boy, all right, Jamaican and them originated and all them something. So everything drop.
So you're worried about the future?
You must worry about that. You must worry about that, Because remember, the Ura, the King Stitch, the Josie, the Yellow Man, all of them man were the day before me, we set it. And then me come now, I'm finished, put the pavement on it, and the rest of man them like me. And for see we do so much hard work and see it go down, so it must upset me. Yeah. And as again I say, the producers are to be blamed.
How did you get into dancehall?
Well, all right. When I was attending school.
What school was that?
All right. I started out at Cockburn Pen. Yeah? I think it was primary at the time. I think I was secondary now. Then I leave there, so I go to Tivoli, Comprehensive High. Yeah? And when I left school, you know, yeah, because from the time I teeth out all the night time and I go and look a dance, you know, and then come back and but I don't know, send my teeth out, you know. Yeah? And in the early days, when you have real symbolic, the bionic, and then you have the first King Sturgraph, I tell you about from sound I play with chew bombs. Not them nowadays, nice, technical something where them have. Yeah? And my teeth out go dance. My first artist or DJ then where me love the DJ business was Rankin Joe.
Yeah, you know, original.
I witnessed Rankin Joe coming on the dance from 7 o'clock. And this Rankin Joe alone used to DJ upon Sturgraph, the first Sturgraph at the time. Yeah? And Rankin Joe DJ from 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock. You see that 12 o'clock something where them a campaign for dance like half 12 o'clock. A long time dance had done 12 o'clock, you know. A change, the culture change and dance start 2 o'clock now and done 9 man now. When me a thief go dance start from 7 o'clock in the night and done 12 o'clock. I swear to you. And Rankin Joe stand up around the mic and them time, every time I DJ, him neck, I might just have some big neck. Yeah, and him neck, I saw him neck go in and I come out. And him bang diddling, 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 and him DJ and I say, yo. This bad boy want to do this. So when me come home now from school, you saw a youth now named Pele in my community where me and him used to compete. Who can flash the baddest Rankin Joe lyrics? Because them time we are pirate, because we don't build the lyrics for ourselves. So we are DJ back where Rankin Joe DJ say. Yeah? And then now, growing up and coming on now, here comes a DJ named Josie Whale. Yeah, enough people them know this. Me I listen to Josie Whale. From Josie Whale a DJ a politics song. Tell him start DJ a slackness song. Tell the Josie Whale is a cultural DJ now. You can't get him DJ them something again. Enough people don't know that. So that's how long me I listen to Josie Whale.
Your friend Josie Whale,
My
can't
friend
steal.
Josie Whale, can't steal. Yeah? And then now me I say, no man. No man. I'm convinced now man that this me for do man. I'm start build my own lyrics them now. Yeah? I'm started out by a little sound named Twilight. 1 box, 1 tube amp, 1 preamp, and a mic. Yeah? And I select a little selector named Corporal Mac. I'm start going and till people start hear about me and thing. And one night, Volcano come to town. They were owned by John Jolas at the time. That sound used to have heavy DJ in Jamaica on it. Papa Tayan, Burro Banton, Josie Whale, Barrington Levy, Cocotti, this, you name them. So them come to town one night and thing and them time me start on the town as a little, you know, a little area artist. So they mean they are DJ and the crowd start ball for me. Give Admiral the mic. And the first time that now Josie Whale I go recognize, or I wouldn't say recognize, know the name, Admiral Bailey, because I never aspire yet.
Yeah.
And they must say, all right, I want to hear Admiral, come in Admiral. When they must say come in Admiral, they know we must say come in too. Yeah, the little youth, because Slim you would come and take the mic and start DJ and the whole dance mash up. People them lick down the fence, kick down the fence, and go in a bag of something, and I say, what? Yeah, slowly, no man, the soul boss. So, realize now from them time I say, no bad at it. Josie Whale, no, I mean Josie Whale start spar, I mean Josie Whale start talk and way. And then now, we go up at a sound named Roots Melody. Now, while on Roots Melody, Bobby Digital and the owner was friend. And Bobby Digital come to one of the little, I wouldn't say dance, because them time the sound they were book out, just a string up at night time and I exercise with vocals. And Bobby Digital come there and Hear me? I said, no, man, you are bad. And apparently, go tell Jammins. Go tell King Jammins. Say, boy, you have a youth up a toilet, so bad name Admiral Bailey. And Jammins send call me. I remember the day, jump on a 8 bus. That time they are 8 bus. On a 81, 8 bus. Jump on a 8 bus. See, they come there and drive and go drive and go in a Waterhouse. Them time the Jammins live at Waterhouse, live at the studio. So I go and him sit down on him veranda at the front and me and him start talk. And I say, boy, I hear about you, you know. And I want the next DJ for pan the sound for back up Chaka Demos and the rest of the artists them because Tonto Harry at the time did kind of like a boss now. Tonto Harry did pan the sound as the big DJ. But Tonto Harry do a song named One Up in the Passy and start fly out. So he must spend more time at foreign. And they pan the sound. So Jamie want that gap there for fill. So we didn't know what he must say. Oh, that time before that, I get a little quick stint pan Sturgraph when Josie Whale and you were the kind of kick off and I get a little quick run pan it. And you were pay me $300 a night. Hey, this is the first $300 I get.
There's not enough money there.
I'll tell you, the first $300 I get, I said me go downtown and me shop till me drop. I said me I'll come up back with change, you know. After me go out and bag of shopping, you know, me $300 big them time, you know. So anyway, you know, Jamie I said to me, say, boy, yeah, I said, so. He must say, so what you say, you know, work and how much you charge? So I said to him, say, boy, well, you guys give me $300 a night, you know. So I tell the man that. The man say, you man, we can't pay you that. We can't pay you $300 a night. So I say, so, all right, how much you can pay me? Man say, you can give me $100. When we play a town, and we go to country, give me $150. Now, if you check the ratio of that, you know, my pay, if me accept that job, I'm going to cut it in half, you know, you have to say, you know. And anyway, I did stand up and he must say, you know, I have to answer me now, you know. Okay, I'm going to think about it and make me know. I'm stand up there, you know, between me and you know. And when I stand up there, you know, it's like, the father come and talk to me. So me just go in a little stage and like, I don't know, I just did it. And like somebody talk to me and I say, Admiral, yeah, you should get $300 this so, and you will get $150 or so. But this so, don't have the opportunity like yes so. Yes so, if you do your thing the right way, I will carry you to the world because yes, I have studio and everything. Same time as me get the vibes there, I say Chaka D must ride in on a bicycle. And I say, oh, Chaka D must listen and thing and he say to Chaka D must say, oh, because young DJ who are bring on the sound and the Admiral Bailey and Chaka D must shake and them something. And I just turn to him right away and I'm going to say, you know, so I'm not sleep on it. I'm ready for work, you know. I'm say, yeah? I'm say, yeah man. I say, how soon you can work? I say, as soon as you want me. I say, all right, I have a dance tonight at Redhills Road. Show up for it. Show up for the dance at Redhills Road. As usual, new youth in a new environment and thing. So you get like a resentment at first, you know? And the rest of the DJ, they remember everybody want to boss everybody. So I did the dance and thing and who like DJ them there? Nobody now give me the mic. Nobody now give me the mic. I stand up around the amps and the mic just a pass around me. Pass to that man, I pass to that man there. I don't want to tell a lie on Chaka Demos. I don't think Chaka Demos did come at the dance that night there. But Tolati, Janway and Pompidou, the whole of them, I saw them pass the mic around. Anyway, I stand up there see me because you don't know new youth, if you're humble. So I don't have a spite. I don't know if I fate, but the selector now change the, what I call it now, the jump up rhythm and going at some studio one rhythm. When them drive for the studio one, I notice the whole of DJ them start scatter, start run. And at that time them give the mic. And through me I come from them days there, the U-Ride, the Ray, I know if I ride them rhythm there. And hold the mic and the magic.
And that's how it started.
So right there, so. Everything just explode from then. I want to get a little drama still. When that night Jamie wasn't there, we went to a dance in a Ochi, a place named Harborview. It's a dance hall. Let me know our sound business then. Let me know a whole heap of place in Jamaica. Because I never know say you have a Harborview. It's right at the border between St. Mary and St. Anne's. Harborview. Because enough people think I want Harborview water so. Anyway, I dance keep there the night and we did it again and I work. And the first that now Jamaica come listen to me on the sound. They didn't know and mash up the place and dance don't know and Jamaica go in and say, yeah man, good work you out. Them time you know. When me I go dance you know, remember me no own a car. Me nah make no money yet. I truck me drive band you know, and the sound truck me drive band go dance you know. Back in the days, most of the authentic hardcore DJ them can tell you say them drive band truck go dance. Yeah? Truck me drive band. So anyway, drive band the truck, go the dance. The night that we left Harborview and go to Portland. All that big DJ them gone in a town car. My driver get drive. Me and Pompidou have to hold back the truck again and head straight to Portland, you know. Head straight to Portland now. Get a little river in the evening. Hold a little beard. Change a little clothes. Ready for dance. So through them time, I'm still a slowly on the sound. I'm about set, you know. Coming by the whole of them DJ, the big DJ, you know. So me I just warm up man at the time. So we start DJ early because me I warm up man till Chaka them and January and them come. So me know what me and Pompidou did that DJ from 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. No big artists now come, 12 o'clock. And we notice that me and Pompidou. So me and Pompidou just start going with a bag of something and me just start spit lyrics. Them time gun salute allowing a dance. Be a gun salute and them something there. So Jamie's brother now, named Trevor, used to travel in at the front of the truck. He was the supervisor for the sound. So him come at the dance. And the man said to me, say, yo, are the baddest thing on the sound. And phone him brother, which is Jamie, and tell him what go on. Because I save the dance, you know. Because none of the big DJ them not coming up. Yeah, man, save the dance, man. So it's a Friday night there. Me just explode, me just get big. And me and Chaka D must now become the front runner and the big artist on the sound. If me not there dancing a problem. Yeah? So, through me and Chaka D must now develop the relationship and me and Chaka D must run the thing. Now, one day, when they run at the show down, and Chaka D must ride in. I say, yo, Admiral, me have a song for me and you do. I say, hey. I say, yeah, man. And I say, all right. I will go in at the studio. One thing, I'm telling you something about King Jammins. That man have a ears for music. That man have a talent for music. That man can tell you which rhythm you must put that song on and which rhythm that song not to go on. When I say to you. And when you follow him, it's a hit. Yo, the man choose some rhythm and put up on. When the man hear the lyrics, the man said, that rhythm there. That rhythm there. Yeah? Till it reaches a stage now where Steely and Clevey, yeah, build over 70% that Jamie rhythm them. And over 65% that are 70% there. And me, them build them after. Can call Clevey him alive now and ask him. Because Steely and Clevey used to love my vibes. Yeah, because them say I'm full of energy and the key and when me pitch pan, them like the key there. Me da consider myself as a B flat artist, you know. In terms of the key, when me comfortable pan and spit out pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and them yeah, Admiral, come on. Steely used to say, come on, Admiral. Yeah, sing something, sing anything. And me just start singing and and then we just boom and record it. Yeah, man, I ask Jammys and the whole of them when you see them. So most of them rhythm they are me them built for. Even if me not record upon them.
We could talk about one scotch.
One scotch.
One scotch, one Bergman, one beer,
Yeah, the show that him say, boy, I want me and him do the song. He never tell me where the song name or where the song go. Because me tell you them time they were spontaneous. So I just think, say, I say, all right, I could go into the studio and just come out of my head with something. But him come with an idea. And the idea him come with was one scotch. To tell you the truth, at the first me I hear about one scotch, you know. I see the God, I confess right now. Me don't know nothing about one scotch. I never know so one scotch was a big hit. Yeah, back in the days. Anyway, me say shoot. And Jamie give you the boobs with him. Yeah, which is originally still them play 54, 46 round it as the key and the melody. Yeah. And me say one scotch, one burger man. And I say, burger man. And I say, and then Jamie said to him, say, and a burger man, a bourbon. And he said, no, Jamie, we can't say the bourbon. Because if we say the bourbon, them good have say, boy, we are advertised and blah, 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 and thing. So I say, but, and him not say burger, he say burger man. So them couldn't say, we are advertised for burger either. So I say, all right, that makes sense. We go with burger man. So enough that part the two was a controversy, you know. Yes. Enough people say, wait a minute, say one scotch and they must say burger man. Everywhere we go, them ask me what we say, you know.
So we grow up hear it.
Ah, but I want to tell you that, I tell you, say, come like that, make it eat.
No.
Everybody say bourbon to it because most, all right, in them time, then the next generation, which our generation, no one scotch and a bourbon. We don't drink there. What is a bourbon? But when we say burger man now, everybody kind of relate. So anyway, as I said to you, the idea was Chaka Demus, but because we're so bad in them time, the lyrical, Chaka Demus never present the lyrics to me and say, sing this. In other words, then the verse. All the way me are saying in the verse, come out of my head. All the way him are saying in verse, come out of Feme head. The only thing me and him are said together, which was Feme idea, was the chorus. One scotch, one burger man, one beer, choop, choop. But everything else, yeah, Maka. So him did that, I say, I say, all right. He said, these are the chorus. And I said, sing it with me here. And he said, one scotch, one burger man, one beer, choop, choop. And I said, all right, no, so not more. One scotch, me and him know one burger man, one beer, and then when my time come now, in heaven there is no beer. Tell you that's why you got to drink them here. Cause them time they rhyme, you know.
Yes.
Here, beer, dear, disappear.
Eat the bulla with beer.
Eat the bulla with beer. You understand? Whole time people love the rocking chair.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then so and the drop it just run away straight and number one it go. You understand? We couldn't believe, and they would do the video again, yeah, where you make it worse. I saw me look up on it, the video, you know. And them died every bag. Hey, listen to me, man. The idea, not really the idea. Recently, though, the woman, the video drop. And when the video drop, and my son see me, you know, I roll him. Listen what I said to you, know, because we are going to show some whole thing out the woman, all our vibes. And my son see that and said, Daddy, are you that? I'm going to say yes. I pick where I pick him up. 9-year-old, you know. But I laugh off me. I can't believe I saw my bag. What we say?
You have a very infectious laugh. Which one? Just a combat. Think me the done. Where you put the...
All right. You see, that is why I said to you, say, I don't know, me love my era. Me not grudge that era, yeah. Me not no regrets. Enough time people see me and say, boy, you're not sorry say your boss too quick. I say, why you say that? Say there's so much money in the business now. When in the full time, no money no night like now, true. Because I see man do one song, no half a song, no and turn millionaire, you know. The next look, you see me now 50 series Benz and all them stuff there. I say, with this, you know what, sing me up. You know what, sing me up, sing. And all my singing, me still never drive a 50 series Benz. Me drive a children. So, anyway, you know, you up now. We're doing the studio. Yeah? Them time, me and Lieutenant Stitchie now a battle for DJ of the year, 1987. So this battle thing and this competition thing in our music, them things are going long before me, you know. Because King Stitch and I ride them and you ride them, used to battle to against them one another. But the difference is, the level where them young youth are carrying now, we don't carry this up. War on stage, come on, man, I disgrace that, man. I mash up the thing, man. Me I stitch them, Papa sand them, throw holy power off of one another. But in a dance and on stage, live. I'll never, ever think or attempt to carry to that level where millions of people are watching and we are use Michael lick down one another and I kick down one another and something. Disgrace, man. Them things that hurt me heart to see that. Yeah? So anyway, me I stitch a battle and thing and just like we have the Vibes Cartel, Mavada, Buckle, a long time them something going on. Half of Jamaica say Stitchie, half of Jamaica say Admiral. When Stitchie dropped the tunes and nothing dreadlocks off his face that type of living, when Babylon see him on the street, him left him and it run away. Everybody say Admiral don't know, you know. Yeah, man, everybody say Admiral don't know, but them say give Stitchie the time, come on, because he can't get back. I swear to God, them say me can't get back because Stitchie dropped that tune before me, you know. Anyway, and here's the wickedest thing. That's why I show you the thing different now. I see the man have camp and I separate the music and I separate themselves as artists. You know who produced that song? Not the Dreadlocks. Jammins, you know. And Jammins is my producer. And me in a Jammins camp, you know. From them time till now. Stitching in a Jammins camp, you know. But Jammins recorded as a producer, record everybody. And Jammins produced the song where if me never bad, would have made me don't win DJ at the ear that year, you know. My producer, you know. Yeah, Jammins produced the song, Jammins produced the song and sent out the song. And the song started mash up the place, everybody I said, man, I can't get back. Me I say, who produced that song? Come in there, you know what Jammins produced the song, you know. And when I go around and I say, Jammins, who produced that song? Jammins say, me produced the song and I have the rhythm, you know. I said, Jammins, you ever produce song and send out the bad rhythm there, make the man go on a lead now, you know. He say, come, we are going upon it now. Believe you me, as I sit down and so, God has no witness and I tell no lie. When Jammins say we have a record on the song, I don't have a clue to what I'm going to say on the song. I don't have the first idea when I'm going to say on the song, where I go as bad as that, where Stitchie do are badder. I'm going to go into the studio. I'm going into the studio. The night was me, him, and his brother, Trevor, in the studio. Nobody else. And him goes a boom and press the rhythm. And when he pressed the rhythm, I don't remember exactly what Trevor said. But Trevor said something, and I laugh. Laughing, not knowing that Jamie pressed the red button, which is the recording button, on the tape. And I laughed, the record. When time I finish laugh, because I laugh till I cry, you know, because I don't remember what him say, but it was something funny. When I don't laugh now, I say, come here, Jamie, be ready now. Come from top. Jamie say, come from where? You're mad, man. Me I keep this, pick up. As God has my witness. That's why I tell you, say, Jammins to me are the greatest producer ever lived. The man have a mind there. The man quick. The man just, yo. When the man say pick up, I say pick up. So what you gonna do with the laugh? The man say, when me say pick up, me nah erase this. Me I keep this. And when the man say pick up and goes a boom and press the red button again and the drum and roll in. And right as the laugh done, I say, I wanna think me done. Where it come from? Me don't know. Me just find myself and say, "Wanna think me the done? Wanna think me the done? Hey, wanna think me the done? Me just a come."
Wanna things me done? Wanna things me done? Wanna things me done? But me just a come.
In the dance, though, the part of me go say no, me used to DJ this in the dance. I used to mash up the dance. The part of me I say no, when me come in after that, I say, at me coming in the air, at me, some of us add that to it. Hey, when that drop, man, just listen to me. When that drop a road, everybody say, yo, bring back the trophy, come here, man. When that finalized, that done, every argument, every statement, everything done. Yeah, man, DJ of the year, me get that year, man.
Where did you grow up?
Cockburn, yeah, Olympic Garden. Yeah, that's where my born and grew up.
How many you were in the household at the time?
Well, I just 2 away because I don't come from a big family. I want to tell you, me come in large the family.
How many?
Yeah, man, I mean, come here, some kind of little family. This. I said, no, man, I barely think I'm too little, man. So when we're dead, we want to go on. No, man, more barely, man. Yeah, man, so they said that. I never know whole heap away, but, you know, as I said, I used to go to Sunday school. I used to play a drum in a church, you know. Yeah, man, I mean, play the drum, man, and think, a vibes church we deal in a revival church. Everybody jump up and down and go in a bag or something. Yeah? So that them come like them energy they may get from them time. They just, you know, because I don't know. All right, me we sit down and so and look like a little sympathy and care my chance. But when I hold the microphone in my hand, like me transform. You know what you show them transformer with them robot people there? I'll come like a me that. Yeah? When me go do a show, apart from doing the rehearsal and them something, me don't really plan. Me don't plan what me go say. Me don't plan. Me just go with faith and then just take it one step at a time. And me always realize it work for me. When we make this big plan, it don't work. Yeah, when we just go spontaneously, it worked for me. It worked for me and me that.
Speaking of working for you, dancehall, soca, and that combination with Baron Lee, how did that happen?
All right. That's why them say links. Remember, back in them days, vinyl, right? So, dynamic sound, sonic sound, and then people, they used to press the vinyl and distribute. So dynamic sound you also distribute for jammings. Byron Lee own dynamic sound. Yeah. Me a jammings big artist at the time. And me I run the place. Byron Lee was the next man, we quick them way there. Even I'm soca world and thing and realize say, you know, so we can add a different flavor or carry the soca to a different dimension. And him approach jammings for me recording something and when I'm soca with him. At the time, me as a man, even now, me look at music as music, you know. Yeah? Me not separate music. Music and music. And if me can be in every section of the music, me want that. So at the time, I never hesitate come and say, yo, you know, so something different this. Me don't hear no artists, you know, no soca thing and rare. And when me do it, you have a whole heap of people in the industry beat me, you know. Say me gonna soca, me I try to change this and one bag or something. Now them realize how foolish them that talk at the time. Yeah, can them see the difference. So anyway, that's why again, when we're going now for the song, I think Soca Butterfly was the first one.
Brand new style, this is a brand new fashion. Brand new style, this is a brand new fashion. The old lady.
I Soca Tati.
Everybody run, come and do the Tati dance.
One of the two of them was the first one. You believe me if I tell you that I wasn't at no time present when the Redeemer Bill. when them voice for them part of the song, when them a left the part for me come, me no do this or none of that. When them do all of that, then me go in, sit down in the studio, and play the rhythm and me listen it. Once again, right out of the head. I don't use piece of pen. I don't use a pen. I don't use piece of paper. All the way you hear me I say, when them done say what them I say. Right now it's true that I say it. On the spot, at the time. So that how much it becomes, one time it becomes a problem, you know. I mean, I'll tell you how it becomes a problem. You see, true, it was spontaneous and I come out of my head. And when I don't do it, like, I never have it say me I never go do nothing. I just do the song. So I don't listen it, I don't study it, I don't know nothing, I don't know what I say. Because everything I say at the time, at the spot. Right. They don't know, say them book a show for me and them go down the Caribbean. I don't know, say, Oscar B saved my life.
You don't know your own lyrics?
No, what? Oscar B have to come in and start move my lips. I start move my lips because true, as I say, I know nothing right. I know nothing where after that then I say, I study this because me never go on the road. I never know me never go away. After that now, I say, no, I have to listen to that song, you know. So after that now, I get it right. But I just tell you what happened. Because you know, when you're spontaneous and spit out of your head, you know, record the thing, and you don't really listen back, you know. You're not going to know what you say. They know that it, and through that it now, they want to follow it up. So we do, I think I will do about 4 or something. Because every time we do them are it. More soca artists approach me, you know. When they realize that happened, you know. I'm turn them down. Yeah, man, I turn them down, man.
Why?
Eh?
Why?
Because I never really, like say, more dead stuff permanently. I'm a dancehall artist. I just show them say I'm versatile and I can go there so. But I'm not somewhere where they want to stay. And if so much people start follow you up now and you start do so much, it's like automatically like you're dead.
Yeah.
So I just turn them down.
Reggae Month is special this year. We have a dancehall week for Reggae Month this year. What are your views on the idea of Reggae Month and how it's going so far?
All right, it's like how you have carnival. And when you hear about carnival, everybody look forward for carnival and read that excitement there. I think I saw Reggae Month for have that buzz, that excitement there. That means Reggae Month want to go up on the road. Reggae Month want to march on the road. Reggae Month want to make a woolly nice on the road like how carnival and them something make nice on the road. So it becomes effective. It becomes something where people are look forward to and not say, yo, people are fly down for Reggae Month. And that's what Reggae Month need for reach. It's a big festival, something we have to do, we go out of Europe, and that's what Reggae Month want to reach. When you hear say Reggae Month, you know, a whole heap of something, you party till you're tired. Because there are so much activity in the month itself. Celebration, awards, this, that, rare, honoring people, whole heap of excitement. So if you ever say Reggae Month, the month want full up of activity then. That are my view. Whole heap of something for this to take place. A bag of something. And there's a lot of things we can implement in it for it after buzz then.
So what's next for Admiral now?
Well, as I say, I want to try to get this EP going. You know, I really want to think on something where when I drop it, it have the effect there. Yeah, and I tell you from now, I not go on a Afro beat. I not go on a beat, no Afro beat, no English beat, no beat. Reggae beat me I deal it. So when my something drop and the authentic reggae dancehall something, you have to hear upon it. Because of that me want. I want to hear bass line, I want to hear kids, I want to hear notes, I want to hear chords.
When you look back over your career, what has been your contribution to reggae? How do you feel that Admiral Bailey has helped this music along?
All right. So me look on the amount of number one them when me get. So me look on my passport that when me done already and so much place me travel in the world. You so in time me go at the place them, the Japan, the Switzerland, the this, and see how people honor me. All the people them greet me and bow down to me and go with a bag of something, you know, and run for my luggage and run carry to the car and Mr. Bailey and brew and go on, you know. And me I say, at them impact me I create in the world and never know. Because with the Jamaican, our own people, them not really treat to them weird. Yeah, but when you go and you see how people treat you, yeah, you see the impact. And even when me I walk and thing and how people greet me, yeah. And me I'll tell you the truth. Would I say since me not so popular then in terms of the whole of song on the road, you know something me get more respect? You know say, all right, me say I some big man 70 a day will call me Mr. Bailey. And I tell me say I listen to me from my youth. You saw them wicked? Eh? Don't listen to me. Yeah? Me are 50 and me are soon 60. And the 70 and the 80 and the old man are going to tell me, say, he might listen to me from my youth. Eh? So the love and the respect, me don't tell a lie with the people them show me. Yeah? Make me know, say, boy, me have set it. Me are one of the man that will set it. Yeah? Me are the man that will set it. I am one of the legends, me are one of the icons them. And I don't think, this is my personal opinion, I don't think the hierarchies, yeah, give me the respect and the honor when me supposed to get into the business. We do so much. We pave the way. So me don't like the recognition.
Yeah.
That me want.
One last thing on coaching. Is it, I mean, it's obvious that you enjoy coaching. Does it give you the same sort of satisfaction as when you're making music?
Yeah, man. Because there's a lot of youth, you know. One of the things where I learned when I take the course, the coaching course, you know, it'll make you know, say, you're not only a coach, but you're also a father figure. Yeah? You're there to give a listening ears to the youth them. Yeah? Know them needs, know them wants. Yeah? Because if a youth have problem in him yard, him now play the ball good, you know. If him hungry, him now play the ball good. If something bother him now play the ball good. So you can't only be a coach. You have to be him father at that time when him there at the field. You have to find out what is his need, what is his want, what his problem. And you have to listen to him. Because sometimes some of them just want you listen to them, you know. Yeah. Them just want somebody with them can feel comfortable with for them to talk to. Yeah? And the amount of youth me help in a coaching when I do football, yeah, it's like I see way when I sing, yeah, I mean, I inspire next youth not to go take up the gun, but to come sing. Yeah, it's the same thing in football though. Millions of dollars I spend in the community. And up to this day, me don't like it when people say them hungry. If you feel you want to trick me if you get that money from me, just tell me say you're hungry.
I'm hungry.
Or when a liar tell me I give you. Because I remember where I come from. Remember when my parents them never have it? Dumpling and butter. Enough people they know this. You see sugar, brown sugar, you also wet the brown sugar, you know, and drain off the water off it and get it that saggy look there and chew it off on a bread in a sandwich that in a murder. That's where I come from. I come from the top of my shoes, look good like when you see that top you look good, but check on at the bottom now. If rain never fall, me flood out. So, me as a man, I always try to help people. Remember some people they help me too when me never have it. You understand? So you have to remember them something there. Right now, me love how me I live. Me just think say me I live good. Yeah, me just think say boy, me comfortable in my skin. Me not grudge nobody for what them have. Yeah, me just happy with what me have. Yeah, because what me have, I work honestly for it. My God bless talent give me it. Me not have no second nothing when me go around there so go hustle. Yeah, I'm a mouth, my music. Yeah, give me everything when I have in a life. I mean, appreciate it. Because when me I grow, I know the struggle is the real. Me never know say me that come one all house and one car and them something. Yeah? And by the blessing of God and my talent where him give me, I have them something there. So me have to give thanks.
Admiral Bailey, thank you so much for joining us.
Respect.
With a pumpy party. Sound ready again? Now jump up, everybody jump up, everybody jump up, everybody jump up, you know why? Sit down on it, we done with it, slide and wine, can't take it, kick it, cock out bottom, we don't love it, fifth it, that the whole size come and catch the lead, and jump up, everybody jump up.
Yo, this is Big Gangzilla, you're watching Reggae Month TV, Rasta.
I shall sing as long as I live, and as long as I live.
For this reggae conversation, we welcome the one and only Marcia Griffiths. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So some people call you the First Lady of Reggae, some people say you're the Queen of Reggae. Are those titles that you like?
I've never given myself any of those titles, but I believe whatever they see me as, or they want to refer to me as, I play my part, I be myself, and I try to live up to all the good expectations. So whatever I'm called, I just enjoy being me.
But you've been one of the most successful reggae singers, male or female. What accounts for your success?
All I can tell you is that I have no doubt that I was given a God-given talent, and I think my portion in this life was to communicate to the world, because from I was a little girl, I always wanted to be of service to mankind. But I wasn't cut out to be a doctor or a nurse, so God could not have chosen nothing better than being in the position to communicate through the medium of music to the four corners of the earth. What else would have been better? To uplift mankind and to unite,
Has it been more difficult for you to communicate and make it in the business because you're a woman?
Well, most definitely. I started out at the time in the early 60s, 1964, when it was strictly male-dominated. So as a woman, especially coming in the business as a young woman, you're there, you're vulnerable to all these guys around you, musicians, artists. And it is always hard because you're like a target there as a young girl, and everyone is looking in your direction. So you definitely would have to have some good guidance, and thank God for Bob Andy when I met him. And that's how I know that God wanted me for a purpose, because God knows what would have happened if I never met Bob Andy.
So let's go back to the very beginning then. You mentioned it, 1964, it was Easter Monday, and this is how you...
Whoever don't know that story, them don't born yet. 1964, that's when I walked on a big stage. But prior to that, when I was like 10 years old, I was born in Hannatown, and they were having something at Chocobo Lawn down in the West Kingston there. And my father took all three of us there, three sisters. And I am the last one. So I just brave up myself and said to them that I can sing, And I remember Mr. Edward Seaga and he lifted me up and put me on the back of a truck. That was the stage, the truck back. And I went up there and I sang my heart out all by myself. And I remember he was passing when election time going on, and he was driving up Oxford Street, and he recognized me, that little girl who came and go on the truck back and sang. And he was waving to me. And all this time I had no vision of what was to come. I knew I loved to sing. I sing in school concerts and, of course, church choir, and that's about it. I never had a clue that this would have been my destiny and my calling. So, but I went on the big stage with Byron Lee, Easter Monday morning, 1964. 3 years after I went on the truck back.
Right. So, and when on this Easter Monday, you were what, about 10
30.
or 9?
No, my birthday is in November. So I was going to be 13.
Okay. And what was the experience like?
Beautiful, because I wasn't shy. I was so confident, and I knew I could do, deliver myself. So I was more anxious to go out there and show everybody what I could do. Right. Rather, I was discovered, of course, by Philip James of the Blues Busters. He came to visit his girlfriend, who was living next door to me on Oxford Street, and he heard me singing with this guy who was living in the same yard. He had a guitar, and I was harmonizing the guy because I love to sing harmony. And then when he heard me singing with Uton, he said, I have to get this little girl on stage. And I sang another song for him. And he said, no, man, I've never heard anybody like this. And he went to Byron, but the show was already planned, and told him that he saw this little girl and he wanted to get her on stage. And Byron said, no way. And he begged, and they took me to the rehearsal, and I rehearsed one song, No Time to Lose, Carla Thomas. And when I went to the rehearsal, nobody wanted to rehearse me because they, waste of time, because the show is already planned. So we call him Bossy. He was affectionately called Bossy, Philip. So he said, don't worry, go up there and get bashful or anything, And I said, don't worry. And when they called me out there that morning, I stood up there waiting for the guitarist, who was Ken Lazarus, to start the song, because that's how the song started, with the guitar. And like from I come here, nothing, I don't hear a thing. So I didn't know better, so I turned around and looking at them, and honest to God, I heard a voice say, little girl, you better start sing. And I just started to sing, and they better follow me. And let me tell you, when you are emulating a female singer in Jamaica at that time, because we were influenced by American music, and my influence and inspiration was Aretha, Patti LaBelle, all the female singers I loved. So when you are doing one of these songs, you try to emulate them to the best. You cross every T and you dot every I. So if you close your eyes, you would believe that the singer is up there. So that's what I did with that song. So I am singing the melody and I'm singing the harmony at the same time. So the audience have never heard anything like that. So every time I make a slur and I sing the harmony, the place just went up in. So I did that song, and Blues Busters were supposed to come on after me. But he was so overwhelmed that he tore his shirt apart and buttons flying, because he was happy that he proved to them that, this little girl could really manage to. And I remember when I came off, the audience wouldn't stay quiet, and they begged Tony Verti to bring me back. And Tony went out and told him that I didn't have anything else to sing, and them said, bring her back with the same song. But I didn't go back. And that morning, Ronnie Nasrallah, who was managing Byron, wanted to manage me immediately. But the whole plan that I had the morning was Linford Anderson, who was working at RGR. He was supposed to meet me at the Carib Theatre to take me to Studio One. Studio One, and Jew Creed were the two main studios. Those two places was just running Jamaica with music. And I walked from Carib Theatre to Studio One. I never even did an audition. I went straight in the studio. And the only song I knew was the same one that Bossy heard me singing, Wall of Love. And I sent a message to Youtan to ask him to meet me at the studio, and he came up with his guitar. And he was telling me that I mustn't go in there with no nervous thing. And you know what happened? He was the one who got cold feet and started trembling. So Jackie Me Too said to me, little girl, you know the song? So I said, yes. And I sang the song by myself. And they learned the chords for the song. And that time, you know, is sing the voice and the music go on one time, because it's 2 tracks. And Youtan got really mad and threatening me because I am singing this song. But everybody said, but is you nervous and couldn't sing? Anyway, all of that went by, and Mr. Dodd was so excited and overwhelmed because he said, boy, this little girl can really sing. And I think it was the same time that the Paragons came to Studio One. And that's when I met Bob Andy, because he was a member of the Paragons. And Mr. Dodd asked him to write some songs for me. And to make a long story short, he wrote all the Studio One songs I did, like Melody Life, Tell Me Now, Mark My Word, Truly, Feel Like Jumping. All those songs were written by Bob Andy at Studio One. So Ronnie Nasrallah came to Studio One because he heard that I'm there recording, and he insists that he wanted to manage me. And Mr. Dodd, these were, you know, they were battling together. And my father, of course, he was at Cary because I was not allowed to go anywhere by myself. So he's at Studio One every day. My father was a very good singer. And he became good friends with Mr. Dodd. So he chose for me to stay with Mr. Dodd. So, you know, I was back and forth with Byron Lee. I became a Dragonaires, a vocalist for the band and all that. I was just doing everything.
If we could go back to your childhood, you spoke about your dad. What about your mother?
My mother?
Yeah.
Well, she was like a little angel. She hardly spoke. She was always in the back doing our chores for us, you know, as a poor family coming up. But my dad was really a good singer.
How many of you were there?
3 sisters and a brother.
And what sort of upbringing was it, living in Hannahtown at the time?
Oh, my goodness. We could even go to the gate and look out there. I had the strictest father. I thought it was prison because, to tell you the truth, when my grandmother and my father, I thought they were 2 prison warders. Because we were not bad children. In those days, children are obedient and have manners, and you have to say, you know, thank you, good morning, please, everything that is necessary, because values never change. And we had to exercise that as children.
This year we're celebrating Jamaica 60 years of independence.
Yeah.
And you are, you know, fortunate enough to have seen Jamaica before independence and while we're still getting it together. What are your views on how the society has changed over that time?
Wow, the changes are so rapid, drastic, because I usually say if I was given the opportunity to be young again and relinquish to just forget about my past and the experience I've had in those days, I would choose what I have now. I wouldn't want to be young again. If I had to erase what I've lived and the experience in those days, I would never be young again, because this generation and the generations to come will never see those days. Never. I didn't have to walk in fear. The music was, you know, beautiful, even if some of the artists, like for example, Derek Morgan and Prince Buster, they used to have verbal, you know, in the music, but it was still decent. Today is a different thing, and I am happy that I could live through all of these changes and the different genres of music, but I really was hoping that it would have, you know, been much better, because as far as I'm concerned, when I hear God call upon the singers and the players of instrument, I know the reason for that is because we are the only ones, we are blessed, and we are the only ones who can send messages through the medium of the music to the four corners of the earth. And that's the greatest thing. When you can communicate to people far and wide, and you can teach them, and you can educate, you can uplift, you can unite. Because people respond to music everywhere. Anyone who does not embrace music has no soul. And once you're alive, you have soul. And the doctor can't touch your soul, but the music can. So it's a blessing when one is chosen to be a part of this music, because you have the opportunity to send, to do so much good. It's our greatest weapon. So when I sit here today and see what's happening in this time, and we know that the music is such a wonderful, great weapon, and we're not utilizing it, we're not using it to the fullest, I am very sad. So there's, you know, I'm just thankful that I've seen that time, and I will just cherish it as long as I live.
As you talk about message in the music, well, one of your biggest songs, Young, Gifted and Black, we see a lot of people playing it again in the Black Lives Matter movement.
That will never go. Music alone shall live under the sun. And that song in particular will always be there because it's relevant all the time. That's why I say the word is the power. It goes out there and it takes onto itself flesh. And it's manifested. Just like Bob Marley, everything he sang, most of the messages that he sent, they are all being manifested today. In this time, we can relate to different songs that Bob did. And many other singers, Freddie McGregor, Jimmy Cliff, Barry Salmon, you know, just a lot of singers, Dennis Brown. We can relate. This generation can relate because the word stands and it lives forever. So Young, Gifted and Black is a song that has never died.
Young, gifted and black.
What accounts for the quality of the music that you produce? When people bring songs to you, do you have a sort of formula for deciding whether you will put your voice to this or
Most definitely. For example, when Bob passed 1981, there was this great vacuum in the music industry, as if no one knew which direction the music would have taken. And it was there for a long time until out of nowhere came this hardcore dancehall music that was just dominating the place. And worst of all, the contents, the lyrical contents in the hardcore dancehall music was very negative. And most of it was like a disrespecting woman. And I said to Donovan Jermaine from Penthouse, I said, Jermaine, you know what? We can use the same dancehall rhythm with good lyrics and beautiful melody. And that was in the decade of the 90s. And that's what I did at Penthouse. And it was a beautiful decade for the dancehall music. I did like Fire Burning, Nanny Goat. You know, I did collabs with people like Tony Rebel, Cutty Ranks, Beres Hammond, Buju Banton, you know, just to name a few. And it was all dancehall music, but on a different level, a more classical, you know. but it's dance hall. And these songs are still being played in the dance hall today.
You are known for doing collaborations with a lot of people, about 50 people.
I have
you did?
50 collabs so far.
What inspires you to do these collaborations, especially with the younger people who are coming up?
You know, after having all that experience and the journey, and we see young people getting involved in the music, and we have to pass it on to this generation. And there's no energy to me like the youth. So I associate myself with a lot of the younger, artists like Romy and Virgo and myself. We have a beautiful collab. So far, the 50 that I've done collaborations with, they are, between a mix of DJs and singers. I'm happy about everything so far and the collaborations that I've done. But I love working with the younger people. They are creative and they have ideas, and that energy that you get from them, it just keep you going.
You spent a lot of time at the Studio One with Sir Cox, and then you had some time at Harry J, and then with Penthouse. How did the music change throughout that time?
I left Studio One and I went to Harry J. I think it was 1970. And that's the year we did Young, Gifted and Black. But the music it was just automatic when I heard different things. Because when I went to Harry J, it was never the hardcore time, it was just climbing on a classical level. Like, for example, the same Young, Gifted and Black, they added the strings to it and it was so classical, yet so rootsy and danceable, and everything about it was nice. But it was gradually, I don't know what came into, Toots usually refer to, the guitar that changed the old cheque, that made it into that gave it that turn that they call it reggae music. Because before that time, when it was ska and rocksteady, it was not identified as reggae music. It was a ska music or rocksteady. But the change just came about gradually and everyone accepted it. Then Bob Marley took it to another level, and Toots.
Your experience with Bob Marley, you were a member of the I3 that sang with Bob Marley.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? For the younger people who have heard his music but don't really know him, what was it like working with him? What sort of a man was he?
Well, with no apology, I say this. I have no doubt that Bob Marley was truly sent by the Almighty God to do the work he did on this earth. Because knowing Bob and seeing him in action in his everyday life, and even with the music, you notice that this man is really different from the normal person that you meet. There was something about him. If you saw Bob Marley walking in the busiest airport, you don't know who him is, but something in you would stop and say, I wonder who that guy is. He just stood out. There was something about him. And even the things that he would say on, every day while we're on tour in the bus, you notice something different about this man. I thought this man was so unique. Even some of the ideas that he came up with in the songs that we are doing, it wasn't the regular ooh or ahs that backup singers do. They were completely unusual. And from time to time, I would notice, and I see that this man is really, really unique. And I had no doubt, because he was the one who made me realize that music was not just entertainment for you to just dance. When I started working with Bob and I saw how serious this man took his music, it was his life. Then I realized that this is a serious business. This is a responsibility that you have. And I just make a turn and I say, you know what, I'm going to cease from sending out messages that is not teaching and educating, because all he wanted to do was to send the message to the people, nothing else. He wasn't interested in money or anything. He said it. If money come, money come. Maybe that's why he got so much. Sorry, he wasn't here to enjoy some of it. But his whole life and intention was to feed the people with the word.
How did you get connected to Bob Marley?
When I went to Studio One Easter Monday morning, that's where I met all these great icons. Bob, the only person I knew was Bunny, because he used to hold my hand and drop me off at liquor school, which we call kindergarten, and he would continue on to big school. So he was the only person I knew when I went there that morning. So that's where I met Bob, Peter, Sister Rita, the Heptones, Ken Boo, Delroy Wilson. All of them was in that stable.
Right. And the idea for the I3, you, Rita Barley, Judy Moore, how did that happen?
I was doing some shows at the House of Chen one weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And out of nowhere, we all met up at Studio One. This is like 71, I think. Mr. Dodd invited me and Rita to come and sing some harmonies. And then he invited Judy separately. And all three of us met up there. So we came together, did the harmonies. And when we were leaving, I mentioned to them that I'm performing for the weekend and if they would be interested to come and sing some harmonies. And they said, sure. So we did a quick rundown of some of the songs. And because they were popular songs, they knew them. So the third night, we decided to do a little jam on the stage because everything was so nice. The performances was nice. And we did some Sweet Inspiration song because they were popular in Jamaica at that time. And the audience loved it and said, why don't you girls form a group? And we said, why not? And you know why I know that coming together with Rita and Judy and myself, it was never a coincidence or any. It was ordained. Because you see, as soon as we came together, three of us formed the group, and I think Brother Blair invited us to Arena to do our first performance, a gospel show. At the particular time that we got together, that was the same time that Bob, Peter, and Bunny were having some problems, some fallout, and it was major. And he heard that we came together and formed a group, and he called us in to do Natty Dread, that single. And we did Natty Dread straight to #1. Then after His Majesty's passing, we went back in with him and did Jah Live. And the rest is history. We became his three little birds and started recording all the albums and touring all over the world with Bob.
Did you enjoy the touring?
I loved it. I really loved it because even while I was working, I am learning so much. I'm experiencing other people's culture. We are all over the world. We are in Japan. We are all over in Europe. And I am learning so much and I'm seeing so much. And at the same time, I'm learning so much from Bob.
At that time, did you realize that you were an ambassador for Jamaica? You were spreading this beautiful music across the world. Did you realize the impact that you were having?
No, not at that time, because I started out as a solo singer. But at no time, if I'm with Bob and Marcia, because we used to work a lot as a duet, or if I'm with I3 with Bob on the road, I make sure that my solo career is always bubbling. If I'm on tour, because we go on tour for 3 months with Bob. But while I'm away for 3 months, I would have maybe a Dreamland playing or a Stepping Out of Babylon. Something is always there to keep my solo career alive.
Why was that so important to you to keep the solo
It's
career?
not that it's important. I started out as a solo artist and I never relinquished my solo career, never. So it was just there because I am always in the studio recording, doing solo songs, you know, so I just know that I'm a solo artist, and when I do recordings like at Miss Pottinger, the songs are released and they are being played, and fortunately, you know, people like them and they do very well while I'm away doing something else as a group.
You mentioned Miss Pottinger and
She was one of the, maybe the only female
producer. At the
producer. Well, you bring me to mention that the only highlight in my career after 57 years in this business is something that money cannot buy. The fact that I can sit and hear, call it maybe 95% of the women in the business, when I sit down and hear them mention that I have been their inspiration and their role model, it's the most beautiful thing that I have accomplished in my journey. This is priceless. But Judy would sometimes tell me that she would come to Sombrero Club and peep through the fence when I'm performing. You know, because at that time, of course, it was a few female. Hortense Ellis and myself. Phyllis Dillon was at Duke Reed. So it's just a wonderful feeling to know that you have inspired other women. That shows me that my work was not in vain. You know, it motivates me. It gives me more reason to go on. You know, I am seen like a mother figure in the business as an elder, and I try to pass on as much as I can to the younger women in the business.
Your first hit, that was a Feel Like Jumping?
Yeah, 1967.
And that's a few years after you did your first recording.
Yeah.
For people who don't understand the business and think it's an instant hit, how do you get them to understand that it takes time to build your craft and to get the right songs out?
Well, nothing comes overnight that is good, and anything, you know, with longevity. It takes time. It's an investment. It's an investment of time and your talent coming together with other people. Because this song, for example, was done by Bob Andy and Jackie Me Too and myself. Because you see, in those days at Studio One, if an artist is in the studio recording, like for example, Bob Andy is recording I've Got to Go Back Home, Ken Booth and Bunny Wailer singing harmony. It was like a family affair. Everyone, Bob Marley and Bunny Wailer would sing harmony for maybe one and two singers. So everybody would come together as one at that time. So it's not like it's something that just come like that. It's an investment. And you have to love it first, love what you're doing. And once you love what you're doing, everything just flows naturally.
What was your biggest hit, or what has been your biggest hit so far?
Well, undoubtedly Electric Slide.
How did that song, that was written by Bunny? Bunny Wailer, was
yes.
it? How did it happen?
You know, that song, I usually say, out of evil, cometh good. Same I3 went to Toronto to do a performance. And of course, it's a male-dominated business. And 9 out of 10 times you go and you perform, it's pure hard luck story. For a woman, when they would maybe find some money to pay the man, they give you a story. Because they feel like we are the, you know, we're soft and we're weak and we'll just accept it. And we had no manager at the time. So each of us got $700 Canadian. And I...
$700?
700 Canadian. And the following day after the show, I was walking downtown in Toronto, and I went to the store and I saw this rhythm box. It's like a keyboard. And I started fiddling around with it, and I loved it immediately. It had every beat and every sound, a wire, name it. And I just bought that keyboard. I think it was 300 and something Canadian dollars. And I bought it and I took it home, and I discovered the more I played it is the more I discovered sound. And because Bonnie and I go way back, he was visiting me the night when I showed him the keyboard, and I said, Bonnie, listen to this. And I played the repeater sound. It's a piano, but it repeat with a beat like a poof, puff, poof. That was the foundation of the song coming together. And Bonnie put that beat with the repeater sound, and we recorded on the cassette and adding some other little things from the same keyboard. And he took it to Portland, came back the following day. Everything was so spontaneous. We never sleep or sit on anything. He came back the following day with the song on the rhythm. And we called in Sly and Robbie to overdub on the same rhythm. And he used the same rhythm box to overdub 10 keyboard parts. So that little box was amazing. And we went in the studio and I learned the song and I voiced it. And it was released immediately, just before Christmas, and it went to #1 in December. That's how the song came about.
And the dance?
Well, the dance never developed until 1989 in Washington, D.C.
That's what, about
when
6 years
after? When the song was released here in Jamaica, they had the moonwalk, like the Michael Jackson, that slide thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were doing here. But it was 1989 in D.C. that I was on Sunsplash tour on the West Coast, and Dr. Dredd called me from Ras Records and was telling me what was taking place in Washington. So by the time the tour reached Washington, I was forced to learn the dance and perform it on stage. That's how much it was in demand. And it was summertime, of course. So everybody who came from different parts of the States to visit took a copy of the song back to their hometown. And that song just went wild.
You keep talking about things happening and happening for the reason. It's not spontaneous. It's not a coincidence. Are you a spiritual person?
Very much.
Yeah.
I think I was born like that. And the way we were, the way we grew up, we never had a choice to detour. My parents, we lived in a Christian home. And it's not about going to church, because them say, nearer to church, farther from God. So it's not about going to church, because we are in our homes, but we have to pray. And we used to, all three girls, we would just sing gospel songs and harmonize each other. So I embraced righteousness from I was conscious. I remember I went to church and they had a Easter play. And I don't know who was playing Jesus. And I am a little girl, maybe about 6 or 7. And I cried the whole time because I said I want to go around there and see Jesus. I never forget that. So I am happy that I was grown in a, raised with a set of parents who were conscious and righteousness was their priority. When we had nothing to eat, the love as a family that we had and that bond full everybody's belly. We were just happy.
Was it difficult to maintain your spirituality in the music?
No. Because I saw where it was working for me. in my life, even today, the more I became conscious and aware. And it's all about liberty. It's not about hair or what you know, how you look. It's about liberty. If you, a lot of times when people ask me about myself, I can only say it's a reflection from what is inside. Because no matter what you eat or what you're wearing, and you're not cleaning thoughts on the inside, then the reflection is not going to be good. So it works for me even in my travels. I remember even on tour with Bob, I picked up even from before the shooting. You see, once you're aware and you live good and you try to serve God, because none of us perfect. We are all sinners and fall short. But at least we try to live up. And I remember I just feel things. Things come to me, and sometimes I'm so afraid because before I know it, it come to pass. And I would pray and ask God to reverse whatever it is that I cannot see, because I feel something, it just comes over me, and I know that something is brewing that I wouldn't like to see manifest. So I just pray on it. Even with the shooting with Bob, I felt it from my head to my toes. And even while we were on tour, Neville Garrick and some of the members, they would get up and ask, what a vision last night. Because I see things all the time.
When you're not doing music, what do you enjoy doing?
In the kitchen.
Oh.
A lot of people don't relate that. Looking at me, they wouldn't imagine that I'm a person who loves the kitchen. But people who know me knows that that's my, not first love, but I love to be in the kitchen. I love to cook. I love to create things. And when I get to this age, I am very careful of the things I put in my body. So you have to try and eat right. So when I'm at home, I try to eat healthy, a lot of vegetables and, you know, salmon and things like that. I love that. But if my children desire certain things, I will do it for them. Well, of course, from a little girl, I never know what it is to eat ham or bacon, because my parents are Seventh-day Adventists. So when I used to smell that from other people, we have to just smell it and just wish for it. Never. And so, up until this day, I grew up not eating those things.
So how many children do you have?
I have 3 sons.
Are any of them following you into the music?
They're all musically inclined. But I, as a parent, from years ago, I insisted when they were younger to get an education first before they, you know, everybody trying to just come in, whether you call or not. I didn't encourage that.
Why not?
No, they have to get education. They have to be able to read contracts and fine prints, because we fall in that trap on our way in this music. You know, not that I used to sign a lot of contracts, but if I had someone who was knowledgeable and a professional person to take care of the business, things would have been much better for me. So I didn't want my children to go that direction, to go that route. My second son, he sings with me on stage. He does all the collab that I would do with maybe Barris, Davil. He does that part. And my first son, you can see him on YouTube, The Chemist. They're all producers, and they're all musically inclined.
The state of reggae music today, are you happy with how things are going generally with the music?
Not 100%. I'm happy for the young generation who are a part of the music, but I still, as an elder in this thing, I still know that you have to come into this thing with a purpose. You have to have a real good cause. If you are called, then you will recognize what your calling is for and make positive contribution to uplift because that's what the music is all about. I am not happy because the message is ignored. And in a time like this, it's a perilous time we're living in. Perilous time, and this is, I would say, revelation time. These are the last days. So we are calling upon this generation to take the music more serious and know that this is all we have. This is our weapon. So we see that people relate to music everywhere. So this generation just need to be more aware to put more positive message in the music.
Do you have a favorite out of your Marcia Griffiths collection? Do you have some songs that are just mean so much more to you than others?
I cannot think of a favorite because I have a few songs. The ones that relates to the woman, like a song like Survival, that's one of my favorite songs because a lot of women relate to that song because of experience that they have had in their lives with men or people in general, you know, who treat you badly and abuse you. That song is one of the songs who, you know, that women relates to. That could be one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. You say you'll sing as long as you live?
Most definitely.
How do you keep the Marcia Griffiths brand alive and relevant? How have you been able to achieve that?
Well, the relevance comes with association with the younger generation. And you have to keep up with the times. You know, not that you are going to do anything. I come too far and to be a follower now. I'm not going to follow to be in anything because I've been there, done that, and I've seen it all. So I would just continue to work with, you know, like for example, I'm doing some work with Shane Brown now. I'm always in the studio with Barris. These are some people that I'll enjoy working with. I have different people who write songs for me, and Barris is one of the main songwriters I have. Freddie McGregor write, and I'm there with them in the studio quite often, working, creating, recording, doing songs.
You have new work coming out soon?
Oh, yes.
A preview?
Most definitely. Well, I have an album on Tad's label coming out soon. And, boy, I hear Barris have some bad rhythm right now. And I'm getting ready to voice some of those rhythms.
Some people say this time with the COVID and the lockdown and the mental stress has been inspirational for some creative people. Has it been that way for you?
Well, I try not to even, you know, make that get me down, you know, because as I said earlier, these are some perilous times we're living in. The only thing that will surprise me now is something good. But it can't be any worse. But as long as you stay focused, sometimes being locked in or under lockdown, you get more time to yourself and you can think and you can create more. But even if it's not locked down, it's part of you to do these things. You know, and I like to be physically with the people that I work with. You know, one of my favorite songwriters too as a woman is Tanya Stevens. I really love the way Tanya writes, and you know, I love everything about her, what she does with the music, you know. And Alaine write one of my nicest songs called Automatic. You know, I love to explore musically with different artists and see what, you know, because variety is the spice of life. And as long as you have a variety of songs or whatever you're doing, you don't know who might like what. And where the music is concerned right now, it's not male-dominated no more. And I am thankful. I could pat myself on my shoulder for that. Because, you know, we have a little of everything. As I always say, a little spice, a little coffee, a little sugar. The ingredients is good.
Yes. Are you surprised by the way that people across the world have gravitated to our reggae?
No, because I'm not surprised because I recognize from in the 70s, as I was mentioning earlier about Bob Marley, I recognize that this man was here for a purpose and he was sent by God. When I saw the response, we walked on stage in Sweden. This was our first experience of a huge, massive audience, a multitude of people. We have never seen that. It was like 80,000 for the first time we are seeing that amount of people. Like 10,000 or 20,000 paraplegics were in the front in their wheelchair. No, these people don't speak no English, but they are lined up in the front and all of them come to hear and to see this man, to hear. It's just the soul. Maybe they don't understand what he's saying, but wherever in the world there was and they're hearing this man on the radio, something connect. Something connect from his music to their soul. And they know that there was something about this man. I was so shocked when I walked out there that the first thing that I could close my eyes and say, I said, Father, please, if it's even one from this congregation today, let them leave here and their souls are touched. Because I know that this is a serious business, because Bob don't show will say, yes, this is not about entertainment. Mm-hmm. That's just a small fraction of the whole thing. But the message was what he wanted to get across. So I am not surprised. Never. You know, I knew, I was expecting. Look at Japan. When we went to Japan for the first time, that is when the seeds were sown. And I made a vow that I would never return to Japan because it's too far. Mm-hmm. But because I'm on a mission from God, through the music, I went back. And I was most pleasantly surprised when I saw that the seeds that we had sown then had finally grown. Beautiful. I saw everybody with dreads, and they were more conscious, they were more aware, and Bob work was never in vain.
So you talk about Bob Marley, but if I could get a comment from you on the other Bob Andy, and his contribution and his role. Where would you put him in terms of the development of Jamaican music?
Bob Andy was one of the most prolific songwriters we have. He wrote from inside experience. And he was always there from in the 60s. Well, we all passed through the stable of the Studio One. That's where we all graduate, Studio One. So even in that stable, Bob Andy was writing. You know what is amazing? Mr. Dodd was able to recognize any artist that would make it big. It's just two people I know like that, Chris Blackwell and Mr. Dodd. I don't know what it is, but they can recognize any artist that is going to boss, as we call it. They could identify them. And from Bob Andy recorded the first song there, Mr. Dodd said, this guy is going to really make it big.
How many songs did he write for you?
More than the Studio One songs, because he wrote a couple songs while I was at Miss Pottinger. So overall, maybe about 12. Around 12 songs.
And many of them became hits?
Yes. Most of the songs that he gave me to sing was what he was saying, but he gave them to me that I could sing them, you know. Lots of the songs, even the songs he did, like one of his songs, Desperate Lover, is my favorite song. He wrote that song for me when I left for Germany. I went to Germany for a little while, and while I was gone, he wrote that song. And when I came back, I heard the song, and that song just connected to me. And it's a song that everybody, and Jackie me too took a solo in that song. He could never repeat it. Music for me at that time, I could recognize the God in the music, you know, because it touches you. When I think about the musicians from Studio One, like the Scatterlights, Jackie Me Too, Lloyd Nibs, and all of those, the horn section, Roland, Alfonso, Tommy McCook, I think we are just blessed that that's why you asked earlier about, you know, the years gone by. I would never give it up and those memories, because I think it's a blessing to have known some of these great icons. And I was talking to someone just a couple days ago on Bob's birthday. It is very important for us to teach this generation in the schools. I mean, a few schools teach about Bob Marley and where the music is coming from. They should know the foundation of the music and where the music is coming from.
Right.
It didn't just come about like this.
And what should they know about Marcia Griffiths and her contribution?
I'm just here doing my part, and as I said, I shall sing as long as I live. And the music speaks for itself. And I thank God that He has preserved me, that I can live to see or to share 3 generations. When I perform on stage with Skip Marley, who is Bob's grandson, I am so overwhelmed because I was there with the father and the children, and now I'm performing same one with his grandson. So I am thankful that God has preserved me, and there's no way I would trade anything. I'm happy where I am, and I thank God for the age. You know, a lot of my friends will never get the privilege to maybe see my age. So I am truly thankful for my old school, which is a good school. As Barry Salmon says, it's not old school, it's the good school. And you have to be blessed to be a part of the good school.
Marcia Griffiths, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the glory. I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boss.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A feel music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.